Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 69 of
Episode 420.
episode 42069. We're 1,000,000,000 years old and immortal, and we play D&D every day.
This campaign is unending.
It's amazing that you guys are still level 5.
Fun fact:
Anyway.
you don't actually have to say the name of the campaign because it's right there on the YouTube video.
Yep. Tome of the Guardians. Let's go.
Yeah.
How many Guardians?
7?
Yeah.
23.
27.
69.
Nice.
I better hope it's not fucking 10, because y'all have done, what, 2?
Two.
3?
We've done 3. We've done 3 whole Guardians.
3 whole Guardians.
Hey, that's the Guardian.
There's not 7 of us.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
There's 6 of us at the moment. Wait, no. 6
Snowdrop.
is Snowdrop. We don't have 7.
We are on the
Maybe
hunt
the
for
real
7th.
7th Guardian was the friends we made along the way.
Yeah.
Or George.
Score.
It's Jorts.
Yeah, Jorts. That's right.
What if
Does
it was
Stacy
Rob?
know?
Or, hear me out. What was I trying to summon last session?
Chimera.
What,
My fucking eyes, our 7th member.
The weird rabbit familiar?
Yeah, the weird rabbit familiar. What about the blue beetles? I bet they're the 7th member.
There's
No,
more than
incorrect.
one of them. And they're probably going to hurt us somehow.
What if they're just one person who can turn into a bunch of beetles?
Hate
In that case, they're one of the 7 Guardians, but not one of us. I mean, what the actual... Should we do a recap?
I think maybe we should.
No
It
reason.
seems like y'all are a little fuzzy on some details.
So last session was the day that was quest day. So we were
Well, last session started on Market Day, but ended on Quest Day.
right.
So, Brooke blew a flute thing and summoned a rabbit.
Yeah. Well, that was at the end of the session, though.
No, that was beginning of session.
That was
It was
middle
begin-
of session. Beginning of session was Clud giving Snowdrop a wooden
That's-
sword.
That's right. Yeah.
And then we had a strategy meeting about how we were going to do the quest board, and then we had a strategy meeting about the Arts Council, and resolved to maybe go and see the local chapter of the Artisans Guild. And then Rook was like, let's make hot cocoa and go summon a chimera. Which went better than expected, because Rook did not actually summon a chimera. They
a vicious rabbit.
They summoned a nearby rabbit that was probably someone's familiar. And then we had kind of like a team meeting about... we finally learned the rest of Rook's backstory and why they're so scared of dragons.
There's all so much tragedy that can be crammed into this tiny feather ball.
And you've really
Indeed.
fucking maxed it out, dude.
And yet there's more. I sense it.
We've covered... I think
We've covered the dragon aspect. I don't
Pretty
think
much all of it.
I don't think
I think that's all of it.
I don't think we've actually covered the parents yet.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, we only recently found out that Rook's parents are dead.
I was including that as covered, honestly.
Same.
That's fair.
Krozu also mentioned the sort of bare minimum of their backstory, which is they were born in a place called Mossgrove and they're not allowed back. Then I think everyone went back to the guild to get some sleep.
We learned about Carrin's backstory, too.
That's true, yeah, because Krozu already knew about Carrin's backstory and kind of said, hey, maybe now's the time to let everyone else know that you're the sole survivor of a burned down village.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
it's
then
like,
Clud revealed that he doesn't get on with his parents.
Yeah.
Surprise Pikachu.
Frankly, that was the biggest shock of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Clud was trying to be empathetic
Yeah.
while also lightening the mood.
Also, other highlights from earlier in the episode. We finally got one over on the Atom Cats.
Yeah.
Well, that was after everything I described because it was the next day.
Yes, it was the next day.
No, wait.
Yes.
Yes.
This all happened on Sunday, then we went to bed, got up, and then it was quest board time.
Oh my god. I had it completely opposite. I was remembering it completely wrong. I'm so sorry, guys.
You're doing great, sweetie.
Yes, and then it was quest day. Cruzu got a little carved moose.
Oh, that's
They
true.
had a-
I did get a little carved moose.
Yes. And let's see.
Out of character, we're 99% sure it was Tam.
I thought you cast insight. I thought you incited Tam and didn't. Wait, what did come of inciting Tam on that?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Not a thing.
Basically, the only person Crozu can rule out is Nike because she's actually a competent woodcarver.
Yeah.
Translate.
Okay, and then it's morning, and Janie served crepes. We had a good chat with Jacques and Eloise. Jacques was very excited about Claude's upcoming date, pulled out Gala's guide, and started giving some options.
I'm really obsessed with the fact that like Jacques is very like generally speaking pretty low key,
Yeah.
and then Claude's like, I have a date, and Jacques was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instantly.
Tell me more.
instantly.
Lord, he loves love.
he loves
love.
tea.
He's on team #love wins, and we love that for him and all of us.
Fuck, am I gonna have to
Basically-
start putting him in the memes?
Figure out what the fuck my
Yes.
dog is doing.
Eventually, you're gonna get Rook and Jacques teaming up to be matchmakers or what have you.
Perfect. Yeah.
Jacques, Rook, and Mallow just in the bushes, like peering out while Claude's on his fucking date.
Team love.
Jacques just like, I can provide music.
Yeah.
Literally Sebastian from The Little Mermaid.
Incredible.
The boy. Yes. Oh, yes. We got our quests because we completely owned the Atom Cats.
There's some very good
Very
acting
good
from
cheating.
Blood and Mallow.
Excellent cheating.
Excellent cheat. Listen, if you're not caught, is it really cheating?
I have a feeling Janie noticed, but isn't saying shit.
Janie was so kind to them that she offered them jobs around the guild, and she definitely wasn't smug at all, because that's not at all like her.
I just have a feeling that, like, at some point Janie's gonna come over and be like, don't do that again.
I do think that we got very lucky with the Atom Cats rolling low because we did find out that one of the things that Root got from Durable Duns, which is a little mouse that's supposed to help you with sneaking, it's real helpful with sneaking. It even
It's
plays
not
the
really.
Pink Panther theme song when you're trying to sneak.
Yep.
But it all worked out. They just let it was Clud's theme music.
Yeah. See?
Yeah,
And they just
Rook
love
managed to plant the slippery oil that Tam gave them to slip up the Atom Cats. Carrin managed to throw Goldfish Crozu at the quest board. Yeah, we got our pick of the quests.
Yeah.
I forgot that you were literally a goldfish.
That was
Down,
so
Skippy.
good. Also, I learned that Root's brother has a title, which is Freck Brightwing Enlightened Spirit of the South. So that was fun for me personally.
Good, do with that what you will, bud.
Yeah.
Got some
I'm sure it's fine. Claude already wrote his letter.
And we got a quest to help Mother Griselda beautify the city, and Darksteel mushroom gathering, and we're gonna go to a revelry at the Temple of Sylvanas because they found a new little tree spirit that they want to welcome joyfully.
That's probably Jorts, is the thing.
Like, the first thing
Okay.
we want to figure out is this tree spirit. What kind of size is it? Would you say cat-sized?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Listen, it's a tree spirit. We're very excited to go and celebrate with them.
It's gonna be great.
I think that's
Hey,
everything.
we can, Stacey.
Shorts is missing.
Yeah. That was a great meme.
What were you gonna say, Dolly?
Oh, I was just wondering if that's everything or if we missed anything.
I think that's everything.
Oh, and we kept seeing these weird blue beetles around.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's not portentous at all.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't think that they're anything really. They're clearly just some wild, local wildlife.
Hannah was just weaving a tapestry.
Yeah, it was just a tapestry.
That they had their familiar around is my out of game question. But I don't think it would have occurred to Rook at the time.
Familiars can range very far away from their casters.
Rook knows
Why
magic.
was the familiar so close to us?
It was
Is
just
the question.
It was just hanging out.
Who's to say it was there for you?
It was just a little guy.
Familiars have a life outside of their casters. Also, Tam was there. Tam has a mysterious backstory we know nothing about.
It's not that far.
They can go further, but you can't see through them. But yeah, Tam has a mysterious backstory
And depressing backstory, mind you.
Mostly mysterious.
mysterious. He just doesn't remember anything, so that's not.
That's not depressing to you?
It's a little depressing, but he seems to have had 10 years to come to terms with it. When it's going to become depressing is when we find out exactly what happened before Tam appeared here, and then he has to come to terms with that as well.
Yeah.
And then all of his memories come flooding back at once, and he struggles to.
No, that might break him.
Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Tam's fine. Tam
Tam
says he's
is fine.
fine, so I'm sure
Hey,
he's
guys?
fine.
Hey guys,
Yes.
is Tam a baddie?
That is my current working theory.
I was
just wasn't-
wondering about that, yes.
Is Tam a baddie?
Not anymore, he's not. Maybe he once was, but now he's our bestie.
He's just our bestie. I mean, he got the little adventures.
Hey, do we have any descriptions of people in that journal?
No.
Not so far.
Hannah will let us know
No,
when there's
because
more
the
journal
journal is
available
not
to read, right?
What?
Hannah will let us know when there's more journal available to read, right?
Yes.
What did B say?
I think that the journal is not written like, my name is Ebony Darkness Dementia Raven Way, and I have long raven black hair.
Yes,
Yeah,
there aren't any
so
physical descriptions so far.
But it's definitely not.
Yeah, but look at me. It would be this little goblin, this little tiny goblin.
Goodbye,
so
tiny
cool.
goblin. The tiny goblin has fallen on the floor.
Oh no!
The dogs aren't near the tiny goblin, are they?
No, there was a rescue. This tiny goblin.
Is that just Yoda?
Oh, it's
No,
a
it's
tiny
a tiny goblin. Fuck off.
I'm kidding. It's
Yoda.
very good.
What?
It is a very good goblin. I love it.
Just a little goblin.
Just a little guy.
And this
What do
little
you-
guy wants you to know that it would be so helpful and cool if they wrote Ebony Darkness Dementia Raven Way.
Well, don't look at me when you're making that plea, mate. Look at them.
Tam looked at some preps and stuck his middle finger.
Wait,
Anyway.
what does Tam look like?
A twink.
Tam appears to be a half elf.
Yeah, but
That's what Ali said.
No.
hair
Thanks.
color, eye color, skin color?
Can you name a half elf, a male presenting half elf who isn't a twink?
I don't
Oh.
know any half elves
I can think
other
of,
than Tam.
I can think of one, and he very much was a twink.
Okay, well,
I don't think Simon from the Dungeons and Dragons movie was a twink. He's a
I'll say that
cutie. He's a cinnamon roll.
just
I don't think he's a
because
twink.
Tam does happen to be kind of a twink doesn't mean that there aren't a great diversity of half-elves in the world. Especially once you factor in half-elves that are half something besides human.
Some half-elves are twunks.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Tam,
If you don't have a physical description to hand, it's fine, but...
You're taking too much pleasure in this.
Hannah's weaving a tapestry.
Yeah. He has, like, ear to shoulder-ish length, light brown hair. He's got hazel eyes and a
oh, hey, Bucky.
a kind of pale complexion. The parts that are not, blue or green or whatever oopsie he's had recently.
If his hair is wavy, he is very similar to an actual Tam I knew in university.
Oh, it is slightly wavy. It's more like Allie's hair texture, I guess, like kind of floppy.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh no,
Allie,
yeah.
You seem to be having
like Allie's hair is
exclamations.
not particularly naturally wavy, but like a wavy version of Allie's hair texture.
It's like a two. It's like an A level girl.
I have no idea what that means.
I'd have to look at a chart. TBH.
It's very, very weak.
A texture is just straight, right?
Straight to wavy.
He's just kind of a soft little twink.
Gotcha.
It's like a 2A.
Oh. Yeah.
Tam is now the most physically described character in this entire campaign.
I just listen, I will give characters a couple of identifying features and I like letting you guys picture them in your heart.
That is totally fair.
And also, to be fair, Tam is an NPC that I stole from one of Allie's campaigns.
What?
So I was just looking desperately at her the whole time, waiting for her to fill stuff in, and she was just looking gleefully back at me.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
In fairness to me, how could I know that Tam was stolen from one of Allie's games? His name isn't Perry.
Absolutely, babe, you got absolutely fucking brutalized and you weren't even here.
Yeah, I was really proud of that one. I didn't even get to see how Allie's face looked.
Allie, be nice to Allie. It could have been Frank.
Should have been Frank.
Oh, it could have been Frank, that's true. Hi.
We were roasting you.
Are you eating the dough instead of the cookie?
Can I have some
future cookies? That's cookie fetus.
What?
I want to know. Hey,
he's getting roasted.
Hey, as soon as the egg touches the flour.
I don't know. I think at some point it's got to be the cookie embryo.
Please tell me about my roasting.
Oh, I told Dally that. I told Dally that Tam was an NPC that was taken from one of your campaigns, and Dally said, "How was I supposed to know that his name isn't Perry?"
That's fair.
Okay,
but yeah,
I think Perry is like
he's a stink from you.
A soul cousin of Tam.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Anyway, now that we've established that Tam is certainly going to turn out to be one of the bad guys.
How dare you suggest such a thing?
Hey, Allie. Warm?
Yeah. While you're up, I love you.
Babe, will you bring me back a cookie?
You need to specify, like, a brought-to-term cookie, or else she will bring you...
a post-birth cookie. Yeah, so heads up on the cookies, people that are physically in this room. I
this is
attempted to innovate my my famous recipe because I was trying to make it a no-chill recipe. And the dough should have been chilled.
Cool.
So, like, I mean, the taste is fine, but the shape is...
I did notice that it was like a flat sheet of cookie, and I was like, I love that. That's so innovative.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was deliberate, Hannah, so well done. In my heart, it was deliberate and innovative.
Thank you.
It's very crunchy.
You're very crunchy.
The goal is, like, chewy, crispy on the outside, soft in the middle. It was not necessarily achieved today, but I think it'll be fine after I chilled it out. It's just,
This particular patch.
Mm-hmm.
This dough has no chill.
Correct.
I miss Allie.
I miss
Who?
Lily.
Got it?
I miss
Jean?
Jean.
Who's Jean?
I miss Allie.
God?
Yes.
Anyway.
Any gay.
Sorry, I was handling dog in reverse. Or fuck, that one was such a good joke if I got it right.
You did.
No, I
Did
didn't. If I was handling God in reverse.
handling dog.
Oh, you know, the reason I gave you that look earlier is because I was listening to them talk and then all of a sudden I just heard chewing in my ear. I'm so like, I was like, did we just like mad, but I'm just confused.
No, I was coming around these boxes and I almost fell over, so I leaned on you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hi.
Anyways,
How do we want to go about tasks?
I think we should pay our respects to the new forest spirit.
Well, it's a specifically is it a scheduled thing? Like, is
Oh,
there
that's
a?
a good
yes,
point.
and it is scheduled for whatever order you decide to do them in.
Oh wow!
Oh, it's today. How convenient.
I think we should at the very least go check in with Mother Griselda and see what she needs.
Yeah.
Specifically. Because if there's like a task that she only needs like one person to do, or like half of us to do, then like the other half can go do the
Jorts.
the forest spirit thing.
I bet that Sylvanas people would be really good at helping with beautifying. I bet they could like I know that Crazy could definitely handle it, but like it's a whole town. So they might be able to like make flowers and stuff.
Well, yeah, that's why I say we check in with Mother Griselda first, figure out what she needs.
Yeah, we
And
can
then-
see if she wants anything that can be made by, I don't know, local artisans.
Yes, and then depending on what the goes, at least some of us will go and do Sylvanas while we help with Mother Griselda, and then once that stuff's done, we go do mushrooms.
Okay, sounds good.
Mushroom.
Because we should all probably go do mushrooms together.
Mushroom.
What in the scary cave?
In the scary cave.
Yeah.
The explicitly menacing cave that the local alchemist has requested protection from the Adventurers Guild for.
Oh, I'm sure it's fine. Honestly, we could probably just send like Mallow in alone. Like Mallow's good at mushrooms collecting, you know.
How dare you?
I mean,
Okay.
Let me.
Steal from the dog.
Yeah,
still
but, like-
let me grab the treat so he.
It's an exchange.
yeah, we're gonna do
We're gonna
swapsies.
swap seeds.
What has Max purloined?
It's his bone. He just
He's just a goblin.
just steal it all.
Oh, is it the bone that makes the real scrapey noises that pick up on the mic?
Yeah.
Ah, that bone.
You'll see that. I'm gonna put it up here
Yeah.
and just leave the download back so that we can see it. Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, I thought she had a bone. No, she just has a treat. It's fine.
She would.
Okay, anyway, so you're going to see Mother Griselda and then go to the party for the forest spirit?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay, Doug. It's a little bit of a walk to get out to the cemetery by the Temple of Lorne. That makes it sound like there's multiple cemeteries in town. There are not. There's just the one. But as you guys know, it's a little bit of a trek to get out there. But Mother Griselda, when you get out there, is standing with Mr. Bones and is actually talking to a gaggle of other people.
Oh, what kind of people?
Well, I was getting there.
Okay.
All of them but one are wearing armor or tabards or robes that you guys recognize the symbol on because it's very similar to the one that Carrin wears. And as they stand there, a half elf who can most definitely be described as a twunk,
So there.
turns his large muscular body around, sees Carrin and says, "Bro!" And Elkin gives you a big hug.
Carrin also gives him a big hug, just trying to slightly squeeze a little bit more than him.
Yeah, make a strength check.
Sorry, is this half elf named Elkin?
Yes.
Incredible.
Why?
11 plus.
Because I misheard it at first as Elfkin.
Oh no,
That
Elkin.
would-
Okay. It is 13.
Okay, well he rolled a fucking 4.
You destroy him.
You should bodybuild for strength and not for abs.
Listen, he looks great.
Carrin doesn't skip leg day.
Well, he does have like digigrade legs, so like.
I'm so confused. Why would it matter if you skipped leg day? Are you hugging him with your legs?
Yeah.
This is Carrin. Carrin takes hugging seriously.
Bucky is just upset about how all of the Tears of the Kingdom characters apparently skip.
Your legs are so tiny. How do they walk? They have.
Listen,
My understanding is that they don't have to because they all have like stealth bombers. I've definitely seen a stealth bomber.
You definitely have. I was never created.
He's like 5.
this is the ideal form in Hyrule. This is the form that everybody has. Tiny legs.
Huge torso.
Big ass Dorito.
Literally.
Twink head.
Literally.
You described the king of the sharks.
I know how big people should be. Big ass torso.
Is that not literally the king of the shark?
Massive legs look good with block letter.
To be fair, this is also the Bruce Timm school of character design.
Ah, yes.
They just have such tiny legs. I don't know how they walk. Like there's even. I can't talk about that. That's a spoiler. But
I don't think anybody else here is
It
playing.
comes off copper on my hand. Well, that's cool.
What's come off on your hand?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
But like,
So Hannah used one of my multi-chrome eyeliners.
and it looks
Oh.
completely copper in the pan. And
It is in fact purple.
yeah. And I don't know how that happens, but
Magic.
it does.
hello.
But it's come off on their hand as copper only.
I have to assume witchcraft.
Yeah. Makes sense to me. Anyways,
Sounds right.
Pelor Bros.
Ma'am. That's my foot. Okay.
the half elf says, "You gonna introduce us to your friends?"
So, this is the Daisy Chain. That is Rook. That is Mallow. This is Clud. And that is Crozet.
Snowdrop.
Of course.
Stuff. So I'm Elkin. I'm here because this guy got me kicked off the good committee.
Hey, it was your idea for the finders.
Technically, didn't he also get himself kicked off?
I mean, yeah, but like,
It was your idea, Laura.
Ah, so you got him kicked off.
Hey, I was going under your supervision.
Aren't you an adult?
Anyway.
How many years is adult?
I think it really depends on
Do you feel like an
rate.
No.
No, you're not an adult.
That is not how that is.
You know what? You're so right, bestie.
I mean, technically, if you want to get into... I mean, technically, if you want to get into the elf physiology, but also the cultural stuff, then you're kind of looking at maybe a century, but then if you're a half-elf, that's gonna kind of... This wasn't a serious question. I'm gonna stop.
You're so valid, bestie.
I think he was serious. Hard to say.
So you're friends with Carrin?
Yeah, we came up together.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is Initiate Inerity. And he points to a halfling who she smiles and waves at you guys. And the guy that doesn't talk much is Moloch. And a Goliath in just the biggest Pelor robes and chainmail you've ever seen. Goes,
Crozy was instantly like, oh, thank God, another quiet one.
Is everything okay?
Sorry, I'm drumming
On your little bongo?
on my little bongo,
And
and Hannah's looking at me like I'm just like.
I just thought you were like signaling that you'd PM'd me or something, but you're just having mushroom time.
I'm just having drumming time on my little Play-Doh
Teeny tiny
bongo.
little
I'm sorry. Anyway, Carrin's family. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Ruki gives enthusiastic waves to everybody.
Yes.
But was just standing up, like awkwardly waving, like just like.
Mhm.
So.
Are you guys also doing beautification?
Well, again, can't get on the good committee, so
What is the
It's
good committee?
oh, it's the planning committee where you don't actually have to do the stuff, you just tell other people to do the stuff.
I see.
How boring. Nice job.
You found one? You found another one.
Yeah. You can't get his mouth around it either.
Oh God, Wilbur.
Allie's made a bongo and it's been mistaken for a mushroom. Now I gotta make a mushroom.
The mistake for a bongo.
I didn't actually notice that there was still Play-Doh.
There's always Play-Doh in our hearts.
I'm going to say, by the way, that Crozy is going to endeavour to be a bit more laconic for the next conversation, because there is another quiet person, and Crozy's like, okay, I need to also be the strong silent type.
Incredible.
They are subtly looking for a wall to lean up against with their arms crossed.
Yeah.
You are in luck. The cemetery fence is there for you
Excellent.
in your time of need.
Can I help you, sir?
I will give kind of a grunt and nod of acknowledgement at Moloch, and then do my best to stay quiet.
Mother Griselda says, "Oh, good. I should have realized you all knew each other, dears."
Oh, to an extent.
Well, we knew Carrin.
Well, friends of a friend, or just friends you haven't made.
That's so right.
Mushroom day. Mushroom day.
Whatever doesn't mean.
Means you lived a life of sin.
Well, we're here to help.
And the one guy who has not spoken yet says, "Wonderful."
Do I recognize
That's
him or?
You do not recognize them. They are a tall, thin, blue tiefling.
Like a twink?
Yes, like a twink.
They're
No
allowed,
reason.
they're not an elf.
A very tall twink, but definitely
A twink?
The laughter is cutting out, but I can see you are full of mirth.
Capital I twink.
I said a twink.
Yeah, elongated.
Yeah.
Anyways, they smile at you all with very sharp teeth. And they say, Asri Kuato, head of the planning committee.
Carrin, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Carrin. Nice to meet all of you.
What's his name?
Asri?
Asri. Okay. I did not hear that correctly.
Asri Kuato.
I'm just not going to write his last name down.
Asri.
Quatel.
No, COA.
Oh my god.
Oh, you named him Quattle after the Flight Rising Dragons?
I mean, they're also a D&D creature.
No way. I
Yeah,
probably should have known that.
Yeah, the
Aztec or
I
Aztec. Quetzalcoatl's Aztec.
yeah, I like it, loosely Aztec.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to give the impression that this is like based in any way off the like correct.
Oh yeah.
Mythology.
In name
Mythology.
only.
But the gently recycled mythology like 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
Mushroom.
And he says, head of the planning committee, or well, one of them. Does it?
I'm sorry. I'll stop.
Oh. Well.
And I'm gonna have you guys roll a Arcana check. Yes.
Fascinating. Not an insight.
This will be fine and fun.
I mean,
Okay, I hate to do this, but he is blue. Does he have any blue beetles around him?
That's a nat
not
20.
immediately. Okay. When he says, "Well, one of them," and kind of chuckles, you kind of look at him and realize this guy is actually a simulacrum. So he is presumably one of several copies of the head of the planning committee.
Cool.
Oh, is this what that Furbolg guy from season 2
Pumat Sol.
Thank you. Is this what Pumat Sol was? Okay.
Yeah, Pumat Sol had simulacrums.
Got it.
I rolled a 15, not that matters.
Yeah, he's not like trying to be stealth about it or something. He's just like not directly saying hello. I am a copy of a person.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But this is clearly not Asri Prime.
Mm-hmm. Well, it is.
I guess you're the boss then. Well, actually, technically, we're here to help Mother Griselda, but
Well, we've all got bosses. Technically, the Temple of Pelor is the boss here, but they've contracted out to me for their event planning needs.
oh, nice. Do you do this a lot? Are you like a professional festival planner?
Off and on. I do really occasional, really big noble wedding. Keeps me busy. Keeps me very busy. Keeps about 4 people busy, give or take.
All right. With a 14, would I have clocked that off? It's okay to know. I just want to know if Brute knows.
He's now made 2 jokes about it, so I'm going to say, like, by the time the second joke happens, you've kind of grokked it with your 14.
I got you.
But I think, given where you're from, simulacrums are not as common. What you got a lot was, like, robots and occasionally full, usually, like, robots.
I'm kind of, like, subtly looking for the gears.
Yeah.
I'm like...
Hannah? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I rolled a 2. I'm not sure I know that simulacrums exist.
Yeah, I don't think you know what they are.
Yeah.
No one would have had any reason to have one in Moss Grove, really.
And presumably I just haven't come across them when I was traveling.
Yeah.
Or knowingly,
got it.
anyway.
I've got a 15, so same as Root.
Yeah, I think you've been around the rich and or powerful long enough that you've either met. Oh my
I
god,
found it in my
it's so
pocket.
cute.
Sorry.
Hello? Okay.
You've either like met the occasional like esteemed wizard who had one, or have met, you know, wealthy people who might have had one made for them. And you kind of the same deal.
Yeah.
But again, less so given your immediate cultural background. You two, I don't think I've ever come across them before. So you're kind of like not getting the jokes, but just kind of like,
Clover's resting her head on my foot.
Oh,
Very
baby.
cute. She's just taking up all my feet space.
Listen, Crozu is just focusing really hard on being the strong and silent type.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
They just like, they're like, all right, all my focus, all my energy, no
Gotta be
time.
cool.
Head empty, no thoughts, only cool.
Yeah.
I've gotten into some bad habits with these cheerful, friendly folk. I need to unlearn all that.
Terrible
yeah.
habits.
Yeah.
You know, but it's definitely a simulacrum. With a natural 20, you probably know like a lot about simulacrum. I don't know why. Maybe
I did a bit of research.
I was gonna say like the best explanation I have,
That was the topic
given
of a
Carrin's
research paper.
backstory, is that there was like an interesting bit of pornography that then turned into like a like academic research special interest at some point.
Right, yeah.
Simulacrums would probably do really well in the porn industry.
Yes, they do.
Incredible.
Two now.
And it's like, this isn't a part of my world that I knew about, but there it is.
Listen, in
Collaborative
every
story.
universe there is a porn industry,
Mm-hmm.
and simulacrums do great.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so I guess we should probably figure out what we need to do then.
He says, yes, indeed. So, Mother Griselda is taking the lead on city beautification. So that goes for cleaning up road trash. That goes for planting some flowers and things, setting up banners, setting up the stalls, and helping people with games and things. I actually got a few spaces left that I'm just not sure what to fill them with. There's only so many rigged carnival games you can put in one of these. Not that they're rigged, of course, but they are carnival games. So yes, they're rigged.
Crozu. Sorry, go ahead. Please go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
God damn it.
I'll go ahead. Please.
The rigging's
Do
part
it.
of the fun.
Fine, I'll go ahead. Cled just looks thoughtful for a moment. He goes, is there anything that would be minimal labor and take advantage of my ability to fly?
Do you consider hanging up banners minimal labor?
I'd say so.
Great.
Excellent.
We'll have you up and down Main Street.
It's just maximum efficiency.
I mean, I can cast fly as well as the next guy, but I'd rather save the spell slot.
I will say... Oh, sorry.
Just arms.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
I will say that when Asri mentioned, like, there was a couple blank spaces that, you know, still needed things to fill them, Crozu's eyes widened, and they just kind of like, no, I'm being laconic right now, but instead going to look expectantly between Mallow and Rook, as if to say, I wonder if they have anything that they might propose here.
Elkin says, oh, I know, we could set up a drinking contest there.
Crozu purses their lips as well as they can while having tusks.
What about wait. I'm confused. Sorry, we all had a 1 second. Daisy Chin, wrap up. Come here. I pull everyone to the side. I'm just like, okay. We've had a lot of conversations about the Art Council, and now I'm a little confused.
Absolutely.
We're confused.
We're all confused.
I want you to know that the whole time this is happening, Elkin is monologuing like we could have different kinds of beer and local brewers.
Okay. I know we have to talk to the Artisans Guild, and I know that 2 weeks from now is probably too long from now. It's probably too short notice for an art contest, or maybe it's just the right amount of time.
What about a commission?
2 weeks from now instead of 1 week from now when you balked at having enough time.
Yes, okay. So we're definitely going to have an arts council, or at least an art competition, and we're going to have prizes, and we'll talk to the Artisans Guild and get them on board. Okay, cool.
Wait, okay.
I mean, that wasn't in character, so you just talked yourself into that.
Yeah. Sorry.
Cruzy was like, if there's spaces, we could possibly commission some artworks, or maybe that's not enough time.
Well, it's 2 weeks.
We could just commission and have it set there and be like a little mini art gallery.
We could do that too.
Out of character. Could I have a reminder, out of character, what the Feast of Pelor? Oh, sorry. Oh, I thought I was talking over someone. I'm just hearing an echo of my own voice.
Oh, let me turn that down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want you to get hit with that. Try talking real quick.
Hello, I'm talking real quick. Okay,
Okay.
I can't hear myself, I don't think.
Excellent.
That was weird. For the most part, I couldn't. Anyway, could we have a reminder, for those among us who are forgetful dallies, what the Feast of Pelor is about?
Celebrating Pelor, and the light and justice that Pelor brings to the world. It's like Christmas. Like it's technically a religious holiday about a god, but I should say it's like American Christmas. I don't want to generalize, but like
it's
kind
of the same for us over here.
Mostly about this is a nice little summer party that everybody gets to like do a street fair about, and people get the day off work.
It's like Memorial Day. Except for the sadness.
It's like
4th of July. It's like 4th of July.
It's like 4th of July or Pride. I was gonna say it's kind of like Pride. It's like yay Pelor. Here's a hot dog.
And Pelor is the god of like sunlight and truth and justice and stuff, right?
Yeah, and in some versions of the D&D pantheon, he's like the supreme god or the king of the gods, etc., which isn't really necessarily the case here, but like it's one of those things where it depends on which culture and who you ask.
Sure.
But mostly Pelor is like one of the gods that everybody can pretty much agree is like, yeah, that's a cool dude. They mostly do nice things, so let's celebrate it. Fuck it. But not necessarily every single person's like personal god that they worship personally.
But justice, fuck yeah.
Yeah, but like truth, fairness, justice, sunlight, all great things.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. Okay.
Would it?
Nope, go ahead.
Would it be worth figuring out how many spaces there are left to fill?
That's a great idea. Let's do it. Okay. Daisy chain, break. Let's go. Oh, what was that, Glenn?
No, I'm just... This is all happening very fast. We just got pulled into a meeting, and then it ended very quickly.
It was a quick aside.
I noticed.
Okay. I just need to clear my head. Okay. Hey!
A pair of like curly ram's horns like to your vision, and it goes, "What are you whispering about?"
Is that us, baby?
Yeah.
How many spaces do you have that need to be filled?
Yes.
Oh, well, we've got, hang on, just 1 second. And he pulls out a clipboard that you see, him, like, flip through, and he writes a note down on it, and like disappears. The ink like sinks into the paper, and then a couple seconds later, like new ink seeps back up, and he says,
Do you need water?
"Yeah, I think I do." Oh, thank you.
B anticipates your needs.
Yeah.
And he says, well, we've got one large merchant stall that hasn't sold, and yes, we could put a drinking contest there. Acolyte, did you say your name was Elkin? Right. We could put a drinking contest there, but honestly, I'd prefer something that makes money, given the budgetary constraints I'm working with.
Yeah, could make pending
Or at least someone
Kissing booth.
Kissing booth.
Because that makes money for them. A merchant stall would make money for the merchant.
Well, if a merchant pays us to put their stall there, that counts as us making. And again, by us, I mean the Holy Temple of Pelor. I'm sort of already paid.
It's good. Yeah, get paid in advance. Make sure.
Just something to think about. I don't know.
Yeah, we could do a kissing booth. How many booths? You said there's one big one. Are there little ones?
Yes, there's a couple of smaller ones that are suitable for smaller merchant stalls, people who either don't have as many products or whose products aren't as large, or they could be something like face painting or did you say kissing?
Yeah, like a kissing booth. Is that not a familiar concept to you?
Oh, well, not usually for Pelor, and now I have to look up the D&D goddess of love.
Oh, well.
Oops.
It's like pride, so that's what you said.
May I ask you a question? I'm a little bit confused. Sorry. As to what the carnival games have to do with Pelor?
Suni
is well,
Yeah.
They're usually just for fun.
See? Kissing booth fun.
Okay,
I have to defend my idea now.
Let's got your back, bestie.
Thank you, Clyde.
Who is doing the kissing?
I'll volunteer. I don't give a fuck.
Mellow's hot.
Thanks.
That was out of
Oh,
dear, that's not in question. I just hadn't considered it. Anyways, yes, a kissing booth would fit the needs of a small booth.
Okay, we've been talking a lot about beautification.
I'm sure that some of the strapping young clerical staff here would also be willing. Maybe?
Not opposed to it.
I feel weird. I would feel weird about it just because I have a date.
Okay. So don't volunteer.
Yeah.
I'm also not volunteering, but like all power to you, Bestie.
Thanks.
You looked like you were going to say something before that.
Yeah, I was. Okay, so you know about the beautification committee?
Well, you're the beautification staff. Let's not get carried away, but go on.
Too late.
Yeah, knocked down a peg.
Okay.
I believe Mother Griselda here is the beautification committee member.
Oh, fair enough. My bad. As staff of Mother Griselda.
I think you'd make an excellent.
Thank you.
Anyway.
Thank you, Claude. Anyway, maybe next year. Have you considered an art competition for the big booth?
I had not.
Concept. Beautification. Good. Art. Good.
Art.
Supporting local artists. Great.
Art is beautification.
It doesn't have to come out of your budget. Even better.
Now, one thing I will say is artists are famously not necessarily. Ooh, how do I phrase this?
Rich.
Yes. Yes.
She's a customer to the big booth.
2,000 gold pieces.
Okay.
It's a very lucrative day. I don't know what to tell you.
Cruzu being strong and silent.
Krozu is going to kind of like shake their head a little, try and get rid of the blush that had been creeping onto their face during all that kissing booth talk. Pushes themselves away from the fence and kind of moseys over, kind of like, fine, I'm gonna have to stop being stoical.
You did your best.
Potentially. If some of us could put up the money for a stall, could we potentially either run a contest or perhaps sorry, was someone going to say something?
No.
Oh, sorry. Could we, if we banded together for a stall or maybe got some other artisans in on it, could we potentially make it a stall for selling some artful knickknacks?
My dear, if you pay 2,000 gold pieces for a stall at the Festival of Pelor, you can have sex on it for
Deal.
I mean, that...
Actually, I think there are a couple of public decency ordinances re festival behavior.
Maybe
but,
we just stick with the kissing booth for that.
My dear.
He's doing both sex.
You just need to write that down.
But yes, it's typically larger businesses or entire guilds that rent out most of these stalls.
Have you heard anything from the local artisans guild yet?
Good thought.
You mean Carrie and Frell?
Sorry?
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
No reason.
What'd you say, Dally?
I
Or
didn't
did you
hear.
mean the regional guild?
I can't hear what you're saying.
Oh, sorry. You asked about artisans, and I said, that's a good idea. And then Hannah said, oh, the Artisans Guild, do you mean Perry and Frank?
Oh my god.
And then everybody laughed at me.
I see.
We were kind of laughing at Hannah a little.
Or did you mean the regional guilds? Because I have not heard from them. They tend to have their festivities in Obashu, which gets a few more tourists. Although from what I hear, their booths are more expensive.
So we currently don't have an artisan presence in the festivities so far.
That is correct. A couple of local craftspeople have either rented some of the smaller booths or have banded together to buy larger booths, but they're mostly people like your local blacksmith or
Stacy? I mean, Lucky Goat Dairy Farm, for instance.
I believe they have one of the smaller stalls.
Are they by any chance anywhere near the blacksmith? Wait.
I would have to consult the map.
Okay, look at me. Look at me. Where do you fall? Do you follow the side of love?
I go back to being cool against a wall.
I gotta pee.
Carrin is just face moving.
I've planned a lot of weddings.
Great. Could you plan for the blacksmith to be next to the dairy farm booth?
That doesn't make a ton of logistical sense.
Look at me. It's for love.
I suppose if I put the blacksmith directly on the end where the food and hygiene area ends and the goat farm directly on the end, it's It's not impossible. Let me just...
Bribe him. I say that in a whisper.
What?
I whisper, bribe him.
I am not private.
I whispered it. You didn't hear that.
Oh.
Say how much. Rick's like, love wins. Love doesn't need to bribe. Love just wins.
I don't know about all that, but okay.
I just need to. And they flip to a page in the notebook that has like a square map of all the tents, and you see them write something down, and it doesn't it makes kind of the same motion as the other one. Like you can tell it's like magically being copied to all the other sheets.
Mm-hmm.
But it stays in writing, and you can see that like a couple of like venue locations have been crossed out and swapped.
Nice. Thank you.
Told me all the requests I got today were so easy. Well, I shouldn't say I've got a pretty easy job today, but the rest of me.
Crozu just thinks, that's an odd way to refer to the rest of the committee you're on.
That's what Mallow thinks.
All right. Well, why don't we talk to Perry and Frank and see about if there's any kind of because Perry and Frank are the local Artisans Guild reps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll talk to them and see if they want to go in on some kind of an art competition, and we'll get back to you.
Sounds lovely. Do let me know.
Oh, I had a question. Are we working together with these folks here? I say, gesturing the Pelorites.
I believe so, but that's sort of up to Mother Griselda. As long as the city is appropriately beautified, it's out of my hands.
All right. Where do you want us, boss? Oh, go ahead.
Is Mother Griselda here, or is she inside?
She is here. She just hasn't been talking a lot because you've been talking to Asri.
Yeah, that's fair. So presumably Rook says that to Mother Griselda, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And she says, well, if you need to go talk to the artisans, I can spare you for a few hours, provided you head on back later.
Is there anything we can do, like, on our way there? I don't want to... we could clean up trash as we see it. We could put up banners on our way.
I would hope you always clean up trash when you see it.
Of course we do, but like specifically seek out trash. You know,
Blood looks like the monkey puppet when when she says, "I hope you always clean up trash." Just kind of like side eye, not making eye contact.
Rook is genuine.
I know. Hello, dude. Over. I would hope so. Oh, excuse me, dear. I need to feed this dirty street dog. And she pulls some stale crumpets out of. Wait, we decided they weren't crumpets. They're scones.
Scones, yeah.
Scones.
Hell
You
yeah.
said scones now, and Clover wants some.
Bless me.
Bless you. And she says, I believe you volunteered to hang up banners.
Mm-hmm.
Here you go.
Thank you. It will be fun.
Just nail them and the festoons up along Main Street. It should be fairly self-explanatory. The banners are all more or less the same. You have some artistic license with it.
Very good. I appreciate that.
Yes, and I'll have more jobs for you all when you get back. Is anyone good with plants?
I glance at Mallow.
The points at Crozu.
Look at Crozu.
I look at Mallow.
Yeah, Club. While they're pointing at Crozu, Club points at Mallow.
Okay, well, I need people who are strong-backed and willing to dig a lot of holes, and ideally, I would love someone who can take a more magical approach to floral growth.
Crozu shrugs and nods their head.
Wonderful.
Ma'am.
Well, I'll have some things for you.
I love you.
Just as soon as the Temple of Sylvanas actually still hasn't delivered them. If someone would be willing to stop by their nursery and see what the holdup is. The holdup is weed. Who am I kidding? The holdup is weed.
Today. We'll check in.
All right, sounds wonderful. They always have good snacks at their parties.
That's good. I love snacks. Okay, well, I can help. I can help you hang banners. I think it's easier with 2 people.
And the Raven Queen's blessings upon you, dirty street dog.
Okay. Well then.
Ma'am.
Are we all sticking together? Are we splitting up?
This might be a split up, like, y'all hang up banners, Crozu and Mallow can go and check in with Sylvanas and clean the flowers for that. And then I can help with digging holes.
Okay. Why don't Claude, since we're hanging up banners together, do you want to come talk to Perry and Frank with me?
Why not? Yeah.
It's in business sort of mind. We got this.
It's on the way.
Yeah.
Clover Cam?
Okay. Well then, Claude and Rook and whoever wants to go with them. If anyone wants to go talk to Perry and Frank as well, please, you are more than welcome. To join Team Arts Council. Or Art Contest, at least. Wow, she really thinks this Play-Doh is food. Alright, cool. And then everyone else is Team Sylvanas?
I'm team digging holes.
You're Team Digging Holes.
Digging hole.
So, Mallow and Crozu are on Team's Temple of Sylvanas.
Are only Mallow and Crozu going to the Temple of Sylvanas?
Well, they're the ones who can talk to Jorts, so.
We also don't know that... In character, we don't know... Out of character, we don't know for sure that it's Jorts. We're just making an educated guess.
I do like parties.
Also, we're the ones who didn't get...
Not me saying, like, oh, there's gonna be big combat. I was just surprised.
Well, hey, put it this way. Mallow and Crozu are the ones who didn't get to do the Jorts quest last time.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Not also, we're going there to pick up, like, plants and stuff, and we're the plant guys.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mother Griselda says, do you all have a wagon or anything?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wonderful.
We do have a wagon.
Because
Yes.
there are...
And horses, too. Yeah.
I forgot.
Technically, you have ponies.
Yeah, we have
No, they're
ponies.
horses.
Mules.
Ponies.
Or were they horses?
They were
thought they were
horses. They were definitely
Draft.
horses.
Yeah, the draft horses.
They might
Yeah.
be draft.
They're
I would have to listen back. I
They are
thought they were...
puppy and tuna, and they are our draft horses.
I remember their names. I just don't remember what they are.
They're horses.
Look on my sheet.
Anyways.
They're horses because they slept in horse beds.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
Draft horses.
Beautiful. Okay. And she says, yes, lovely. It does take quite a few potted plants to decorate.
That's what I always say.
It's true, she actually does. Shall we go get the wagon then?
Yes.
All right, and don't let them make you load it all up on your own. They are supposed to help you with that.
Okay.
Mallow is going to end up carrying all of it on her own.
That's why Crazy's coming.
Yes. Crozu loves confrontation.
Yeah, they do.
It's an important time with which to build your cool, impossibly stoic character.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of good looming opportunities.
Yeah, exactly.
I can loom. I'm not as tall as Mallow, but I can still loom.
You don't have to be tall to loom.
It's all about the presence that you bring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Initiate Nerdy, the halfling, pats Claude on the arm and says, "No offense, but I'm kind of bummed you're here. Last year they threw me up in the air with a hammer."
It's just that doesn't sound especially efficient.
Oh, it wasn't.
But it was a lot of fun.
But do you know Eloise?
We're cousins.
And now.
Oh, you didn't know?
No.
Well, I'm happy to help however I can. And because to be quite frank, I don't know how to respond to the fact that you were thrown in the air to hammer the banners.
It's like throwing crows or rook when we go for the board.
You threw an entire orc? Sick.
Well, they were a goldfish at the time.
Sick.
Club's just kind of exhaustedly, like not physically exhausted, but this exhausted.
Uh-huh.
Do you want to like jump? Oh, sorry.
Leaning his head against the banners that he's holding, kind of like this.
Incredible. You could jump up and hand us the nails.
I still think that would be somewhat inefficient.
Yeah, but it'd probably be fun.
It's important to balance fun with work.
I don't understand.
It's never worked a day in his life.
That's true.
That wasn't out of character. That wasn't the problem I was getting at. But
I'm right.
you're not
He
wrong.
used to be a sailor, didn't he?
Oh,
That involves work.
on Roof's uncle's ship, and he works with us doing jobs and getting money for them.
Yes, but this is manual labor.
Ah.
He manually hits things with his sword.
No offense. I'm sure you're like really good with it, but it is a rapier.
I am very good with it, though.
It is a pussy ass weapon.
How dare you say that about my bestie Clud?
Thank you.
Did you just come back just to say that?
Yes.
I think so. Like,
Krozu just
my
halfway.
sixth sense tingled and I faintly heard it and I just shouted across the void.
I imagined you whirling around and storming back.
She pulls a great sword that is quite literally as big as she is off of her back and says, "This is a fucking weapon."
Do you want to fight me about it?
I mean, I will.
How dare
I
you
haven't
say
worked
that
out
he
yet
has
today.
a pussy ass weapon?
I think you should play
He has
taste.
a dope ass weapon.
It,
I mean, it's like a nice rapier. I'm just saying rapiers in general are pussy ass weapons.
Wrong.
Do you use a rapier?
No.
You slayed a
Doesn't
dragon
matter.
Okay, so define slay a dragon.
You killed a dragon.
So
With your
legally,
sword.
yes, but it was a pseudo dragon, and it was very small.
That does not count.
I was in training. I mean, like, it wasn't technically training, it was a real mission because the pseudo dragon population was out of control, but it was training in the sense that the trainees went and we were all hammered.
Krozu wanders back to the group.
Take it
Mallow?
back.
Let me just check something real quick.
Mallow, I thought we were getting the wagon.
Listen, in deference partially to your fucking backstory, a lot of, like, the dragons in this universe exist in, like, 2 different strains, one of which is, like, bestial anger dragons, and one of which is, like, the intelligent D&D dragons. So I don't want to fucking hear it.
I'm just saying they have limited telepathy.
What?
Okay, well, now they don't.
That's fair.
There's also 2 strains of pseudo dragon now.
Hannah was referencing
No, I didn't hear what you said, Allie.
Oh, I was mostly making a lot of facial expressions and talk and his pseudo dragons are in canon sentient beings with like telepathy and shit. But obviously that's not the case.
It's kind of fucked up that you can have them as a pet then.
Yeah. It is.
This game is weird.
Yeah.
The picture for this desert pseudo dragon is very
Well, that's so cute.
Okay.
That was familiar. Oh, that is very.
That's very
Don't bring
cute.
one to
Little guy.
Little guy.
Yeah, you killed that? You're a monster. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Honestly.
I'm kidding. But anyways, Crozy was like probably physically dragging my arm, attempting me to like shut the fuck up and go away.
Crozy was actually saying, so are we doing the wagon thing or are we fighting?
Again, haven't worked out yet today, and
Have you heard
you
of a
look
game?
like you'd be a workout.
Have you heard of a game called Taste My Steel?
Bro, who do you think invented tasting?
Does anyone else want to come with me to the temple?
Eloise and I don't remember which one of us invented Taste My Steel because we both got concussions, but it was sick.
I need to talk to Mother Griselda. I'll come and find you, or you come and find me when you've wrought your bloody vengeance.
I'll go with you, but it's not over.
It's hands on sight, out of character.
Anytime.
I'm so glad y'all are getting along.
You know where to find me.
Mallow's,
And she kind of gestures to like the Temple of Pelor and saying, yeah.
Mallow's just like, hands on sight.
She says,
I'm gonna
Fair
lean in. I'm gonna lean in towards her and say, you know, Mal was volunteered for the kissing booth. Just saying. And I'm gonna walk off towards the wagon.
When they put it that way. It's just that's how I was taught to fight. It's my personal specialty, and I feel most comfortable with that weapon.
and you should stand in your truth, even if your truth is being kind of a pussy. You're not here.
I'm turning around like 50 feet away, and I'm just going like this.
Can I just have picked up Mallow in a fireman's carry at this point?
Yeah.
It's just Rosier's just casually like, woof.
We're not even going to make you make a strength check unless Mallow's like really resisting.
No.
Mallow just dangling over Crozier's shoulder, like.
Enemies to lovers. Hashtag love wins.
I already wrote hashtag love wins in here. I can't have it twice.
Says who?
Oh my god, you're right. I forgot to write that.
Enemies to lovers, but one of them's too autistic to realize they're enemies, and the other one's too autistic to realize they might be lovers.
Oh my god, that sounds like the perfect rom-com.
I'd watch it.
I'm pretty sure that's a Key and Peele sketch.
Oh my god.
Okay. I will. Group will.
What was their name?
Drag Clut off.
Narity.
Can you spell that?
It's
Nice.
I.
Yep.
Nerdy.
Wait, is it like Rarity but with an N instead of an R?
No, it's like nerd with an I.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
Nerd with an I.
And it's pronounced how?
Nerdy.
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 Okay.
I took a total stab in the fucking dark because someone did not send me a pronunciation guide.
You did. Pronunciation guys.
No.
I gave you the information that was requested.
Legally, you did.
You can correct my spellings if I got them wrong in the chat R.
MOLOK.
ML. Okay. Well, we're going to go and see our beloved NPCs, aka the horses.
The horses are doing great.
Yay!
Poppy and Petunia have both been well taken care of in the stable in your absence. There's a little plaque above their stalls that says, "These horses cared for by the Littlest Adventurers Club."
Oh man.
And they're extremely well brushed from like the butt down. And someone has clearly tried their best on the top half, who was maybe an adult, but the bottom half of them is great.
I kind of in my head imagine it like looking like the meme of like, how do horses wear pants?
It's exactly.
I am going to, if I may, feed them some oats and give them some like little squitches and kisses and be like, it's okay, we'll give you a proper brushing when you get home. Yes.
Yeah, they're not the top half is not ignored or improperly brushed.
I don't think
It's
you
just
understand
clear
how fussy Crozu is.
Yes. It's just clear that like one person who was an adult and like had several horses to brush the top. And the children have thoroughly groomed everything that they could read.
There is a little braid in one of Poppy's tail.
Not good, bad. It's extremely good, adequate.
Mm-hmm. But they all look great. One of them was a little fussier than the other, and I think Petunia was the grumpy one, but I may be sublimating that from the keeper or from the protector of the small series.
We went with Poppy is a bit more playful and Petunia is a bit more gentle. I don't know how that translates to grumpiness.
Okay. I think I fabricated a grumpy horse. I think
Crozu is a grumpy horse sometimes.
Yes, Crozu was the grumpy horse. Anyways,
as long as they're not a sticky horse.
Petunia, who is more willing to sit still, has some flowers braided in her tail, and Poppy has a couple kind of like haphazardly stuck in her mane, but not like really securely braided in because she wasn't patient enough for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Bleed them out and get them hitched up to the wagon?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Your wagon is also cleaner than you left it.
Oh, that's nice.
Nice.
Very thoughtful.
Huh. Little Adventurers Club does some good work.
They try their best.
So you've been to this Temple of Sylvanas before, Malu?
I actually try to avoid it.
How come?
It reminds me of my best friend.
Ah, shit.
Also named Sylvanas.
Oh, he's named after the god? I see.
Yeah.
That's rough. Are you going to be okay coming? It's not too late to grab Rook or someone.
No, I'll be okay. I just miss them a lot.
Yeah, that's fair. At this point, like, we're probably, like, you know, getting up in the cart and what have you and setting off.
Yeah.
I'd actually been meaning to talk to you about your friends. I wrote home and, you know, let them know that, you know, who you were and that you had friends who might have gone into the Neath in Mossgrove, but, well, it occurred to me I didn't really ask their names or their descriptions, something concrete for my mothers to look out for. I don't know if you'd be able to tell me. So one of them's called Sylvanas?
Yeah, and the other is Rowan.
Sylvanas and Rowan. Are they orcs like you?
Yes.
Okay. Next time I write home, I can maybe mention that. I don't...
It's kind of been long enough that I think it's time for me to start accepting that I probably won't ever see them again. But I appreciate you.
Yeah, no worries. I honestly can't imagine what it's like to lose someone like that. The thing is, if you ever wanted to find out for sure, I think your best bet might be going to Mossgrove. Which I've been hesitant to say because I wouldn't be able to go with you.
I don't think I could go it alone.
I think the others would probably go with you. Rook definitely would.
I think I need you there too.
Oh. I might be able to wait on the outskirts.
Why is it that you're not allowed home? If you don't mind me asking.
I did something bad. I was careless and it wasn't something I did on purpose, but I was responsible for a death.
I'm really sorry to hear that.
It was a thoughtless mistake. But, you know, I'm not there now, so I can't do any more harm. There, at least.
I know you didn't mean to.
No, I didn't. Everyone understood that I didn't. But harm is harm, you know? Regardless of intention.
I get that.
And I still get to, like, write to my mothers, and they write me back sometimes as well when they can, and, you know, I sometimes get updates on how all my friends are doing.
Is there any way to make reparations for what you've done?
I don't think so. It's pretty final. I've never heard of anyone being exiled who could come back afterwards. The punishments they're firm, but they're fair. I get it. I don't know, I'm happy that my family and, you know, other people I care about are still there. You know, still in this place that I love, even if I can't be. You know, Flax, my best friend, she offered to come with me. I told her it would have made me happy for her to stay.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
You got nothing to apologize for.
You know, you've got a family in us. And I hope that's enough.
Oh, you can see Crozu turning away as they get a little bit misty-eyed. Yeah, that's, Root, Mellow, I was just getting used to the idea of having you as friends. I mean, family, gosh.
It doesn't take long
I appreciate it. What?
It doesn't take long to form a family when it's people you really care about.
I guess not. Thank you. I appreciate it. Crozu
Love
will...
you, bud.
Oh, yeah. That's a big emotion for me. I don't...
That's okay.
Get the epi pen.
You can't just say that, Hannah.
What did Hannah say?
Rosie said that's a big emotion, and I say get the EpiPen.
Oh my god. Crozu is going to lapse into silence, I think.
Yeah, but it's a comfortable silence.
Yeah.
Dad, I dug a hole.
Good job, Snowdrop.
Dad, why is Crozu leaking?
We're not supposed to talk about that.
Okay.
Can we talk about Bruno?
No.
No.
I do think if it is okay with you, I think like since Crozu has spent such an extended time around Snowdrop, I think as the DM I'm deciding that at least to get like the basic gist of what Snowdrop is saying, Crozu no longer needs to actually cast Speak with Animals.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think Crozu at this point is relatively okay at just communicating with Snowdrop.
Oh, thank you.
But that does mean you hear Snowdrop ask, why is Crozu leaking?
Not leaking, Snowdrop.
You're all wet, though.
I'm slightly misty.
We're not talking about it, Snowdrop.
Okay. You guys make it the rest of the way to the Temple of Sylvanus. And where a party is already in full swing. And you see a banner that is maybe of more amateur quality than the banners that Claude was given to hang up. That says in kind of awkwardly painted block letters with a little bit of cursive on the end. Welcome Forest Spirit. And there's a couple of people playing hacky sack out in the front of the temple who say, "Hey," as you guys approach.
Yeah, we're here to, well, I guess we're here for a couple reasons.
Forest Spirit right this way.
That too. Yeah,
What's the other? We have snacks. We have like deviled eggs. We have actually it's mostly a lot of deviled eggs, but we have some other stuff too. Cheese.
Somewhere to hitch the horses.
Onion rings.
Oh, just let them go wherever, man. Like the forest is every creature's property.
Okay. You girls stay close.
Poppy and Petunia kind of just sort of at you.
Fair. We're just like, you know what? This guy's right. This is our property.
Yeah. Keep it.
I give them both pats on the muzzle before following this stoned guy.
Do you think your horses would like deviled eggs? We have plenty.
Horses are typically herbivores.
Oh. We've also got herbs. And there's chives on the eggs.
Is fine. They ate before they came here. It's all good.
Okay, well we've got onion rings and jalapeno poppers if they change their minds.
Mm-hmm. I lean into Mallow. You know, I don't think you're missing much by not coming here.
You know, I'm inclined to agree.
Anyways, you guys want to see the forest spirit?
Sure. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Oh, she's the forest spirit.
Dirty street dog.
Yeah, the dirty street dog from Mother Griselda's has actually it definitely didn't follow you guys, which means it goes on a circuit around to local clergy to beg from them, probably. But it is currently having a great time consuming deviled eggs that are being fed to it, just deviled egg by deviled egg, by one of the other clerics.
That dog is going to be so gassy.
Oh, yes, she is. The final boss was Clover's farts all along.
Oh, no.
And those of you on this side of the Atlantic know what a very real threat that is.
This is a threat.
I think there's a 9th level spell called like Blight or Gaseous Cloud or something. Anyways.
I don't think it's 9th level. I think it's like 3rd level.
Well, I think Blight is lower level. I think Gaseous Cloud is like 7th or something. But anyways.
Beautiful. You're in your reputation era.
Is that a snake?
It's a worm.
Well, it's sticking its tongue out.
Oh, has Allie made an art?
Mm-hmm. Allie's in her reputation era.
Yes.
Ah.
I know what that means.
It's a Swift reference, right?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Like, obviously.
When in doubt.
When in doubt, I'm usually talking about Taylor Swift, yes.
Anyways, there is in the middle of this sort of party scene courtyard. Number one, you do see next to the like 8th tray of deviled eggs a little business card that says Thnert and Co. Catering.
Is it spelled Thnert?
No.
Okay.
That's where Thnert is today.
That's why he took today off instead of yesterday.
Yeah.
But anyways, you do not see Snert themselves. But that you never see Snert? You have never seen more than Snert's eyes and hand.
We see a little of them, yes.
What does it mean?
But right now we see none of them.
Well, yeah, because there's no floorboards for them to peek out of.
Exactly.
Maybe they're hiding in a tree. Maybe they're like a Korok.
Maybe they've burrowed underground like a Diglett.
Anyways, at the sort of front center of this, rather than like the marble altar that you might find in the Temple of Pelor or another like more traditionally set up God's temple, there is a beautiful mossy stump. And seated upon that stump is an extraordinary spirit of the forest. Oh, flaccid unicorns.
Unicorn!
Okay, so that is in reference to Allie, who has a Play-Doh horn on her head, presumably not the forest spirit, although who knows?
No, the forest spirit looks kind of like
Small?
Feline shaped.
yeah, I would
Maybe
say,
cat-sized.
I'd say it's roughly the size of a large loaf of bread. Bigger than a Coke can.
We love you, bestie.
Love you too. Are we all unicorns now?
Yeah.
Okay, my turn. Okay.
My goal was mostly to get it to stay more upright than Allie's.
And you succeeded.
Mm-hmm.
I think mine had like the cool twist to it, but yours is definitely more structurally sound.
Just trying to.
Listen, this is why sometimes it's better to be smaller.
It looks like an actual penis.
Oh, wow.
Got, like the slit and everything.
What have we done?
Created some A+ radio.
Yeah, we did.
It's amazing how that's still just the floppiest thing, but it does look like a beautiful leaf now.
Not what I saw.
Anyways. Yeah, I mean, I guess I would say this is sort of an orb of shrubbery with two shining amber eyes peeking out of it.
Is it saying anything? I'm not there, sorry.
You are not there. At the moment it is currently not saying anything because it is kind of bent over and snarfing up the filling of a deviled egg.
So, where did you find this forest spirit?
Oh, outside, dude. It just like wandered in through the brush.
And
It is the brush.
Well, yeah. Like it's got all different kinds of leaves on it. Like we think we recognize some heather and maybe some like mosses and lichens. We our botanist took a look at it, but honestly I don't remember most of her notes.
Hannah, so out of character, we have a fairly good idea of what's going on here. In character, would you need us to roll something?
I'm gonna say I need you to make an intelligence check, but the DC is not high.
What just beef it anyway?
Is
I will
anything but a nat one.
Yeah, I was to say it's intelligence. I will let you choose nature or religion.
Okay.
So don't get a nat one.
I did not get an out one.
I have
Listen,
horrible news for you.
You got a nat one?
I did get a nat one.
Incredible.
This is a real forest spirit. Oh no.
I got a 13.
It is Jorts. It is clearly Jorts. You think you see a bit of orange tail sticking out of the other end. Forest spirits do not eat deviled eggs. I mean, they might. They might if one was offered. But generally they're a little bit shyer about it. they come to the altar in the dead of night and they nibble on some deviled egg or...
Hi, Jorts.
God?
Hey, buddy.
You hear a particularly, you think maybe drunk and not stoned member of the temple go, "It speaks!" But God?
What they heard was, "Meow."
Yeah.
Mallow, that's a spirit, right?
No, babe, that's Jorts.
With my nat one, how firm am I in my conviction, or can I believe Mallow?
I think that's up to you. Do you trust Mallow more than you trust your own eyes?
Ooh. I remain undecided.
You need proof that this is Jorts.
Okay. I'm gonna walk up to Jorts, and I'm gonna, carefully begin to dismantle some of the leaves around him.
They gave me eggs, but I miss Jean.
I know, buddy. We're gonna get you back to Jean.
I'm itchy.
I bet, with all these leaves and brush and shit.
Oh my god, does he have some poison ivy on him?
That'd be awful.
Listen, Jorts is immune to poison ivy no matter what. The question is whether Mallow gets poison ivy.
I'm sorry.
Taking the brush off of Jorts. No, it's okay. You're fine. There's no poison ivy on Jorts.
I would roll survival, okay, if I had to, because I know what poison ivy looks like.
Yeah. He says, "Can I keep the eggs though?"
Yeah.
They said they were an offering for me.
Yeah. It's because you're such a great cat.
You really think so?
Of course I do.
Jean says I'm kind of bad at being a cat, but she loves me anyways.
Yeah. Well, I love you too.
You didn't. Try to correct.
I'm just looking with fascination as Mallow is slowly uncovering an orange ball.
Oh no.
And one of the clerics of Sylvana said, "Hey, stop harassing the spirit."
This is a cat.
Shit.
Don't roll on that one.
We're rolling that one. We don't know which.
I say, one of them says, "Ah, shit, yeah, it is a cat, isn't it? Oh, it was a good party anyways." And the other one says, "Why did you take off its protective brush ball? How is it gonna survive in the forest?
It's not meant to survive in the forest.
Its spiritual core is all orange. It needs camouflage."
It's Jorts.
And what's a Jorts?
Jorts is a cat that lives on a farm.
He's not meant for the forest.
One of the other one, the one who had just said, "Oh, it is a cat," it kind of leans over and whispers to them.
What was that? That I didn't pick up.
Yeah, no. One of it was an inaudible whisper, and the other one goes, "Ah."
Oh,
cat.
okay.
They say, "Oh well, it was a good party anyways."
They keep partying.
Does it still want eggs?
Yeah.
I mean,
Let's just take some eggs for the road.
It's still a creature of the forest and or farm. So
I think we have the Jorts bucket in the wagon. I'm gonna go get it.
Okay, thanks, bud.
Sylvana still loves you, little buddy. And the cleric kind of pets Jorts and then goes, "Oh, he's really greasy. That's probably why all the nature stuck to him."
Yeah.
"Why is he so greasy?"
Somebody keeps buttering him.
Oh. And Jorts says, "Jean gave me directions, but I got lost."
It's okay, Jorts, buddy. I'm gonna get you home.
And I was on the road, and then I was in the woods, and then I got picked up, and then they were feeding me eggs, so I figured it was okay.
Yeah.
And I thought I just lived here now, but I missed Jean.
Yeah, well, we're gonna take you home to Jean.
Thank you, God.
You're welcome.
I reappear with a bucket.
I very carefully remove the last of the leaves, pick him up, and place him gently in the bucket with
Okay.
only a little bit of slipping.
I'm gonna need a dexterity check.
Okay.
Frankly, I think I would have left the brush on. More to grip.
It won't fit in the bucket.
Fair enough.
Is it just straight dex?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll let, or like a saving throw if you have proficiency.
Unnatural 20.
Okay. Well, yeah. You very gently place Jorts in the bucket, and Jorts says, I don't really like the bucket. It's dark in there, but goes in without further complaint.
It's okay, we gotta use the bucket to get you back to Jean.
Okay.
The bucket is a teleportation device that brings you to Jean.
Oh, that's good. I miss Jean.
I know.
We are also here to pick up some potted plants for the beautification of Frell for the Festival of Pelor.
Oh, right. Yeah, we got distracted because of the spirit party.
You still have the plants though, right?
Yeah, they're out in the greenhouse, dude. Yeah, you could just load those up, whatever.
And which of you is going to be helping us?
Nice.
Make a, I will let you choose persuade or intimidate.
I'm an orc.
Okay.
Specifically, I'm an orc with negative charisma, and I think being an orc gives me intimidation. Yeah. Yeah, it's either a +1, no, it's either a +2 or a -1, so... That's unnatural 20 for intimidation.
They look at each other, do a very quick rock, paper, scissors game, and then one of them says, I will. I'm helping. I love helping.
Great!
Helping.
I slap them on the back.
Ah. Yeah, they go out to the greenhouse and they help you guys load copious quantities of gold and white flowers of a variety that appropriately indicates truth and justice. I forgot to do florography research.
That's okay. If it comes up again, I'll look it up.
Yeah.
Sunflowers, because the sun.
I think they're compassion and humility, but I'm into it.
But
Some
they're
of them
also-
are sunflowers.
I mean, he is the sun god.
Yeah. Some of them are sunflowers.
Apparently daffodil.
Okay.
That would make
That's
sense.
also fits the gold and white, so yeah.
I was gonna say it's a spring blooming plant, but there's magic in this world, so never mind.
Daffodils
Yeah.
are forever.
They're the magic. It's the magic greenhouse in the Temple of Sylvanas.
Yeah, I
like,
get it now.
like
I'm with it.
they're who you order flowers from when you want them out of season.
I'm with it.
Also, apparently, black-eyed Susan mean justice.
Nice.
Interesting.
I'm just what the first thing that Google pops up.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
She's suffering over there.
No one has suffered as she has except Max.
Mm-hmm.
No one's had a worse day than Max.
I'm
Yeah,
worried
he's
if
had
it
it
falls,
pretty
she'll eat it.
rough.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anyways, yeah. You guys get all loaded up and are able to start the journey back.
Clover's being a little gremlin, that's why we're laughing.
Anyways, it is about this time that the two of you.
They're doing advantage. I'm digging a hole.
Okay, you're just digging a hole.
Well, Mother Griselda says she needs holes dug.
Digging many holes.
So
I mean, that's true.
It takes a lot shorter of a time to plant a hole than it is.
I kind of
Yeah,
imagine.
Digging.
I say this with all the love in my heart for Carrin. I kind of imagine a hole behind Carrin, and
Oh no, digging into the hole.
so that's not what's happening.
you had to roll for it though.
Yes.
That might be what Elkin's doing.
Yeah.
But you guys are having a good time catching up while you brush the dirt back out of Elkin's holes.
I already love Elkin so much.
I know. Digging up dirt out of his hole.
What'd you say, Dally?
I already love Elkin so much.
But yeah, you two are about ready to take a break with some of the banners and can head over to the local artisan's office.
As they've been hanging up the banners and stuff, Bud is grumbling very angrily about the earlier comments about his rapier.
I just don't understand how she could have thought that rapiers aren't cool, awesome weapons.
I mean, do you know where I learned to use this from?
Where?
Now, I know I say I was a privateer, but let's be honest, it was legal piracy. So
yeah, you were a badass pirate.
I learned to use this sword from a pirate captain,
which is very cool.
So I don't understand how she can possibly disparage such a great man in such a way.
I know. Listen, it's not how big a sword is, it's how you use it.
Amen.
It really is. It's a weapon that requires skill and
that's a hero weapon is what it is, you know?
And it's I'm sorry. I just need a moment.
You decided not to be
I'm not here, that's why I didn't say anything. It's just the irony that this was the weapon
we got off of
a boss.
Listen.
We don't need to talk about that.
was doing before.
I mean, she did think that she was the good guys.
Yeah.
So.
But anyway, listen. She doesn't know what she's talking about. You should challenge her to a friendly duel and kick her ass.
That doesn't feel like the answer. I don't really...
Yeah, that's fair. That was kind of Mallow talking out of my...
Now, if Mallow wants to fight her, that would be quite fun.
That's true.
But, for the moment, well, thank you for listening to me vent.
Yeah.
I suppose I needed that.
Well, listen. It's rude to go around just, shit-talking people's weapons, you know? I mean, my weapons are basically my fists, and sometimes I use a staff, but, my fists.
And,
you know?
And I like your fists. You keep your feathers well-groomed.
You've had a spear this whole time.
My spear. Yes, my spear and not my staff. My spear, which is pointy, and I use that for sure, and I remember what I have as a weapon. But thank you, yes. And, it's just weapons are an extension of you, you know?
And being on a ship out at sea, we were very limited in the sort of equipment we could bring. So we learned to fight with lightweight equipment, and
easier to get if it falls into the water.
Yeah, that's yeah. Clud's just kind of
sink is fast.
That's not quite how sinking. Not quite the concern that we have. It's
also
if that was the concern, it would have to be spears only. I feel like.
I think spears would
or staffs.
I don't think weight would
something
contribute.
Custom made.
Well, I mean, it would.
Well, I'm talking about a wooden hafted weapon that was not as heavy as an axe. Was my thought.
Yeah,
metal is going to sink more than what is going to sink.
Right.
Listen. Okay. My point is, even if you had choice of any weapon in the world, and you chose the rapier, it's still a badass weapon.
I appreciate that. Sincerely, thank you, Rook.
Yeah. All right. Do you remember where Perry and Frank hang out?
Sorry, the dog was choking himself trying to get past my knee. Oh.
I hate it when the street dogs do that. I usually just fly instead, it just kind of avoids any kind of problems like that.
Well, it's just that he could have gone any other way.
Were you able to
Moloch
figure
pauses to pet the dirty street dog.
Hey, this might be rude, so tell me if it's rude and I won't talk about it again and I'll learn my lesson. But like, if you tell where Osri's gears were, like the craftsmanship was impeccable.
Gears?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to have to talk about this. And Claude is going to gently explain what a simulacrum is to Rook.
It's like,
Yeah,
but you do it with like machinery, right?
No.
Oh,
This
is a magic thing.
It's a magic thing.
Makes sense.
Why not?
No magic. I don't understand how it works.
That's valid. Why do you think I learned how to use physical weapons instead of magic?
Exactly. All right. Well, all right. I guess we probably better find Harry and Frank. Man, it's just so easy for me to remember their names. I don't have to check my notes. It's great. All NPCs should be named like this. All people in our town should be named like Perry and Frank, so I can remember their names easily.
Or variations such as Francis.
Yeah.
Or Francois.
Or Frankie.
Harold.
That's what I'm saying.
But yes, we do have a job to do, so.
So I think we start looking around for the Perry and Frank.
The Artisans Guild headquarters is a very, very small storefront that seems to mostly have like some artistically carved candles, actually. Like, you know, those like fancy candles that you see TikToks of where they dip it into the many colors of wax and then they like slice it so there's rainbow layers.
Those are the good ones.
Yeah. There's a lot of that kind of thing. But it's, you know, it's just a small little quiet storefront. It's got a sign saying headquarters of the Frell Artisans Guild. Regional membership apply in Ogashu. But it has a little open sign.
Yeah.
When you go in, an old-fashioned bell tinkles as the door is opened, and an elderly dragonborn stomps out and says, "Hey there, kids."
Hello. I'm Rook, and this is my Patriot Clud.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Hello.
We were hoping to talk to the representatives of the Artisans Guild here.
Well, that's me. I'm Frank. My grandson Perry's in the back. You know, you have incredible plumage, kiddo. I think I could. Would it be okay if I made a candle kind of inspired by your color scheme? Is that weird?
Do you have those candles?
I've never heard of such a thing, but you know, I wouldn't be bothered. I also appreciate my feathers. Thank you for noticing.
Yeah. They come out nice. I'll give you one for free.
Thank you. That would be interesting.
And he says, Perry, there's some folks looking to join the Artisans Guild. And from the back you hear, tell them to apply in Ogashu, Grandpa.
We're not looking to apply necessarily, but we wanted to talk to you about something we were thinking about for the Festival of Pelor.
Oh, sure, that's coming up. We've been working in golden white for weeks.
Oh yeah, I bet the whole town is. We were thinking about doing some kind of like an art competition maybe at the festival, and we were wondering if the Artisans Guild wanted to be part of that.
Oh, we'd love to. That sure sounds fun. Were you looking for entries? Is it? Well, we kind of specialize in candles, but obviously it sounds like you're looking for all forms of the arts.
Yeah. We were thinking all forms of the arts, and some kind of like maybe like a sponsorship for. I don't know if you guys do sponsorship with that kind of thing for like a
sponsorship?
I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just throwing out important words.
Well, at least you know that about yourself, kiddo.
Um,
Well,
We've just encountered at least it's come to our attention that there are many very talented artists and artisans in Frell who on a typical market day can't afford to have their own stalls, and we were seeking out opportunities to let them really shine and make a name for themselves and get their works out there to be at least noticed, if not available for purchase. And we were wondering if there was a way that we could work together to make that happen.
oh shoot, that sounds real nice. I reckon we can give you the Artisan Guild seal of approval. Perry, get my seal. And, sir.
He does not like the seal.
He's
Sorry.
like, only I can bark.
Yeah, and
seal.
and do y'all have a booth ready for this, or?
We've been thinking the large booth, which I think would be better for it, is well, honestly, a little bit out of our price range.
I could pay for it.
I'm not gonna have you pay for an entire booth.
I could.
Sure.
You're also not there.
Yeah, you're also not there.
Yeah, I'm just saying I could.
I also could.
So we don't have a booth yet. We're trying to figure that out.
All right. Well, if you're looking to have a prize for the competition, we could sponsor. You said the problem is they're unable to afford merchant stalls on Market Week.
That was my understanding. Is that correct, Rook? From
Yeah.
what I was kind of pulled into the meeting about this issue, but that's what I understood.
We could sponsor a few months of market stalls. We get a
That'd be great.
bulk purchase deal, so that'd be something we could do for the prize. And as far as defraying costs go, I reckon y'all aren't here to swindle me, right?
Oh,
No, sir.
we would never.
No.
We're
No, we're adventurers.
sure.
Sorry, Max is just being a bitch.
The microphone cut most of that out, so we're okay.
Oh, good. We're adventurers from the Lucky Strike Adventuring. We're the Daisy Chain. You can find us there, and I'm sure Jan can tell you.
Y'all
we're
have
not
been on
swindlers.
Gregory's list. Very well reviewed.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You know where to find us and everything, so I promise we're not trying to swindle.
Anywho, here's let's see, I got about does 50 gold help defray the costs any?
Yeah.
That's a very generous donation.
I'm gonna need both of you rich brats to roll bluff checks. Slug gets advantage because you kept a straight face.
Listen.
God.
Listen.
Oh, fuck.
We sent the rich boys to do the talking again.
All right. That is a 19.
All
We're
right.
bluffing, right?
Yep.
It's not that we're.
9.
It's not even that we're rich brats. It's that the stall cost is too damn high.
Quite ridiculous, I would say, for a town of this.
A town of this size that accepts a lot of travelers.
Anyway.
For an event specifically. Anyways.
I think it's reasonable.
9.
Thanks. You're not here. Clud got
Okay.
a 19, so.
Well, Clud's doing great. I'm trying to decide whether to make this a group check.
If it'll save Rook.
he kind of looks disappointedly at Rook and is like, kid. Well, I hope that helps you both out.
I don't think Rook's trying to be like rude about it. Just like very like trying to be like, yes.
That's very nice of you. It's just that
it'll definitely help. It's just that Rook's not doing a very good job of
Clud actually
being like it'll actually be.
Clud's on a similar page. Like he kind of glances over at Rook and he goes, "I'm sorry. It's just that the stall, the especially large stall at least, is incredibly expensive. And like I said, 50 gold is incredibly generous. It's just that the stall is prohibitively expensive. I suppose between a handful of us, we could afford it, especially with this additional money. But
well, it sounds real sweet, kiddo. But that is our whole. The 50 gold is our supporting emerging artists fund for the quarter. So
did we overhear like how much a small stall costs?
You did not ask.
Fuck.
Also, I will say it would be hard to. A small stall is like the width of the table, basically. Like you could do a kissing booth in a small stall. You could do like you could like sell some rings or bracelets in a small stall. You could not do an art show in a small stall.
At least not for more than like 3 people.
3 people would be pushing it.
Yeah, if even.
Okay. Oops. I'm about to run out of battery. I'll fix that real quick. See what's my computer charger.
It's over.
Over where?
I don't think you brought it out.
I did.
Is that it there?
This? No.
Flood is kind of looking at the like 50 gold being offered. He looks like he's in physical pain. He might be in physical pain. He like kind of hands it back to Frank and he goes, "Sir, we'll figure it out.
No, listen, you came asking for assistance. This is what I can offer you.
Well, if this is, I think it's already very generous of you to offer that assistance for a burgeoning artist for, with a market stall for quite some time to come. That's already a very generous offer of your assistance. And I would... Clud, again, still seems to be in physical pain. And I think that 50 gold could be further used for those purposes. And he kind of trails off, but like he seems kind of like he's resigned himself to something.
Claude has come to understand that he will be paying for the stall.
Claude, baby.
He hates it. That's why he's in physical pain, because he's a spoiled rich kid, and he's the Jeff Bezos kind that likes to hoard his money.
Listen, you don't know for sure. All I'm saying is that you guys have not asked around very much there.
Yeah. Okay. I think we could also talk to the festival council and see if it's a community thing. Might be able to get the cost down as well. Thank you so much.
That gives me a great idea, Rook.
Yeah?
Have you ever haggled before?
No. What's that?
Oh no!
Is that where the merchant offers you a price and you offer something higher? I've done that.
I think we're going to have a very fruitful discussion about this.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. By the way, your candles are beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful.
Oh, thank you. That's real sweet of y'all.
I Oh, you said you wanted to base a candle off of my plumage. I don't know what that would entail, how I can provide my...
Oh, I got a real good memory, kiddo.
Oh, fair enough.
Mm. But you know, the ones in the window were mostly done by my apprentice for several years now.
Wow,
And he's doing just fantastic.
He's quite talented.
I'm very proud, but don't tell.
Oh,
And
why not?
Grandpa. Well, I just wouldn't want it to go to his head too much.
Oh.
It's clear that he was aware he was being overheard when he told you guys that.
Oh.
Good.
Blood looks a little sad.
Oh.
No reason.
Alright, well, this is awesome. I didn't even think about like stalls over a course of period. That's gonna be really good. All right, cool. Okay, thank you so much. We'll keep you updated on how it's going,
All right.
and we'll make a little sign. We'll make a sign.
Oh,
For the,
We know how big letters should be.
we know how big it should be, and also, you know, we want to be like, let people know.
all that sounds great.
All right. Well, I guess we better.
You know, I can direct you to a great sign maker in town as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but off screen so the DM doesn't have to come up with another voice.
Oh, I don't know. I think this one we really have to do in person.
Well, if you feel real strongly about that and you're willing to risk your personal safety in the future.
This is grounds for divorce, Allie.
Problem.
Local woman found dead.
Yeah.
Local owl.
Yeah,
Local woman found dead with D20 lodged in her esophagus.
That's in the chat.
Mm.
Yeah, we'll go off screen to get a sign made.
Yeah. Anyways, that was Frank and Perry.
I love them.
I have the hiccups.
Oh no,
No.
R.I.P.
Do I want a fish?
No, you're not a fish.
Okay.
That's apparently supposed to stop the hiccups. If you just
Okay.
remind yourself you're not a fish.
I'm not a fish.
Well, I mean, amphibian.
Sometimes
I'm
I'm
not
a fish.
Well, I have the hiccups again. I don't know. I don't know if it's because of you, or if it's because the hiccups just stopped. We'll never know. Not a fish.
Hannah, may I make a request?
Mm-hmm.
When we get back and... Oh wait, no. I've just thought. Are we going back to Frell, or are we going to go past the farm first? I can't remember.
That is up to you guys.
Oh. Hey, B.
First, go drop Jorts off.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
gonna say, here is the choice that you're making. Do you want to risk losing Jorts, or do you
No.
want to risk Mother Griselda being sad you're late?
I think it's gonna be a hit to the morale, but I don't think we can risk losing Jorts again.
I think Mother Griselda will be understanding.
Like, she'll be sad that people are late, but like once we're like, oh, we were once that
Listen, I said that both of these things were risks, not certainties.
yeah, like once they explain, yeah, there was a cat that needed help.
One of
I
those
think-
things is more of a certainty, and its name is Jorts. Okay, so
He doesn't have the brain cell today. He needs help.
yeah, we
When
we
ever
take him
had
back.
brain-
We take Jorts back to Stacy before going back
Maybe
to.
one day he'll get the brain cell.
All right.
All orange cats in every universe share one brain cell, and it's lost behind a couch.
Sounds about right.
Okay. So you guys make it back to Happy Goat Dairy Farm. And once again, Jean is waiting on the fence for you. She kind of tilts her head at the two of you bringing back Jorts, but she doesn't say anything in cat or otherwise.
I give her a scritch on the noggin.
She accepts it gladly. And she says, "Thank you for bringing him back again." And Jort says, "I'm sorry, Jean, I know you gave me directions, but I got lost, and then I was in the woods, and then people fed me eggs. I brought you back some eggs. I licked the mills out." And Jean says, "Thank you, Jort."
So it's just very helpful like that.
Mm-hmm.
You're so thoughtful.
Jean does take a deviled egg white in her mouth and trot off somewhere. But you have successfully returned Jorts. You receive your customary payment, which you can either just, consume all the goat cheese and goat milk if you want, or you
give
can
it to Snurt.
hand it off to Snurt.
I filled up on deviled eggs.
Yeah.
Usually give it a Snurt anyway.
Well, listen, there's a first time for everything. I want to make it clear that you're not required to hand off your hard-earned goat cheese to Snurt.
But Snurt makes us good things with the cheese.
He does.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
he
we can give the cheese to Snurt. When we get back into town, I do want to reward Poppy and Petunia with an apple each.
Good.
They take it and crunch happily, and you do note that Poppy's breath smells a little bit like jalapeno popper.
How?
Hmm?
How?
Well, probably because someone fed her a jalapeno popper.
That seems unsafe for horses, but
Poppy has an incredible immune system.
Listen, they're fantasy horses. They can eat whatever they want.
like fantasy dogs.
Also, they're like the breaded kind and not the baking kind. So
I will fix some of the flowers that are falling out of Poppy's mane and say, "Alright, let's just hope you don't get indigestion." And I, make sure the water trough is topped up just to be on the safe side.
Yeah. You guys plant flowers throughout the afternoon and finish up the banners. Is there anything else you guys want to do before you return to the Adventurers Guild for dinner and bed?
I did want to talk to Mother Griselda about that disintegration thing.
Sure.
And yeah, sorry.
Yeah, she is stopping by and wandering around to sort of check on progress and bring you guys some fresh squeezed lemonade.
Oh,
because it is a summer festival that you guys are prepping for.
Physically.
Mm-hmm.
Glug. I'm looking a little parched because I've been using Druidcraft to make the flowers bloom.
And she's, "Thank you, dear. That's so helpful. They're nice and fresh from the from the greenhouse, but it gives them a little something extra."
Crozu tries not to look too pleased at the praise. Mother Griselda, I was meaning to ask you something.
Oh, what would you like to ask?
And anyone can be in the vicinity of this if they want to be. The gems we brought back to put in the gate of the Temple of Lorne.
Yes, what about them, dear?
Well, it's just that all three of the people we got them from, well, it's just that they disintegrated upon dying. And none of us really know why that is. We didn't cast any spells or use any weapons that would make them disintegrate. And, now that it's happened 3 times, it's feeling a bit like a pattern. We were wondering, or at least I was wondering, if this sounded like anything you were familiar with.
Well, there are certain magics that can be used to bind the soul to something other than a body, and those many of those have a side effect or two, including the body turning to
Dust?
sort of a dust.
Yeah.
Would you term it a dust? Yes. There's also other reasons. Certain life extending spells and rituals of the same general school can. Hello, dear. Would you like a? It's a day old stone, but you are a dirty street dog. But certain spells and rituals that can extend a life preternaturally might have that effect as well. Even if the soul is still
in the body.
In the body.
Okay.
I have nothing for you. You've eaten the imaginary scone. I'm sorry.
It's
no dice today.
No dice.
We can't afford the vet this month.
No forbidden candy. Need to climb over you.
There are ways around me.
Yeah, but she has one brain cell.
I'm actually the easiest to get around person in this whole room.
Yeah. But she has one brain cell.
But she says, it could be either of those. You said these are people, not creatures, right? There's certain.
Yes, it was a human, mostly human, Fire Ganassi and Dragonborn.
Well, that's certainly a diverse bunch. But I will say I don't have any. I suppose if I saw it happen, I might have a more specific answer for you. But I think I would say some sort of soul binding, whether it's bound to an object outside the body or bound to the plane itself as a means of extending the life, is probably the most likely cause.
Yeah, and if a soul is bound to an object and the body disintegrates, what happens to the soul?
It would. Well, I use the term phylactery here. You have to understand this person is not necessarily a lich, but might have things in common. The soul would likely return to its phylactery. What makes a lich distinct, aside from just generally having incredible magical power that they got through usually a lot of murder, is they also are able to reform those bodies on their own. If a person who is not a lich has extended their life by means of binding their soul to an object or to another creature, I don't want to say that this is exclusive to physical objects. It can also be animate beings. Then they would stay inside that object or being until a fairly arduous ritual was undertaken to reconstitute them.
And an outsider would have to perform that ritual for them?
Yes, there would have to be a living being who was prepared to perform that ritual. They'd have to get all sorts of objects and clutter.
And does this, about, being a guardian of the Temple of Pelor, you'll be familiar with the cult of the Flaming Lamb. Does this sound like anything that they'd do?
Maybe if they had a real purpose to it. I will say that in general, the cult of the Flaming Lamb is a lot more invested in ending all life than they are in extending the lives of individuals. But if they felt that someone had a purpose that was best served by extending their lives or immortalizing them in some way, it's not impossible. But no, it's not what I would consider a typical hallmark of the cult.
All right. Thank you very much for your help, Mother Griselda.
Dear, I'm always happy to answer questions. I just also to be clear, all of this magic is I suppose it's not illegal, but it's deeply frowned upon by the Raven Queen.
Yeah, messing with it messes with the natural order of life, right?
Yeah, when it's your time, it's meant to be your time.
Yeah.
And yes?
Mother Griselda, sorry, this is above table. Isn't it Mother Griselda?
I think she's just a naturally long-lived.
She's elephant-like, which have very long lives.
Yeah, but she's like attached to the graveyard.
That is true.
Which I had thought was extending her lifespan. But maybe that was just me guessing that. But like I thought she was here guarding the Temple of Lorne, and it kind of,
for all we know, she is not the original person doing it.
Or
I will say that Mother Griselda has maybe a complicated past, and has maybe made oaths that matter more to her than the exact strictures of her chosen god, or maybe predate her chosen god.
Yeah, it could be that she has an unnaturally long lifespan because guarding the Temple of Lorne is that important.
Yeah, I will say,
like, sorry, Raven Queen, but I gotta do this.
Or Raven Queen said it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raven Queen said it's my turn on the temple.
Yeah. Mom said it's my turn for eternal life.
Mom said I get to live longer. Mom said it's not my time.
Yeah. No, I part of, and Krozu, you would know this from sort of your experiences with elven culture. Part of the deal in exceptionally long-lived races is there's a certain culture of like knowing when of like teaching a certain level of self-awareness, and like knowing when like your time is best spent no longer on this plane to make room for other people, and sort of
like migrating to a different plane.
Yeah, like the astral plane, and like moving on from the mortal world.
So almost like choosing to ascend.
Yeah, it's like
or diminishing and going into the West in Tolkien terms.
Yeah, like going into the Undying Lands, etc. Yeah. And it's definitely more like that. Like old elves aren't like stooping; they're meditating and ascending. And
so yeah, there'll probably be a bunch of elves from Moss Grove, like who will have done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and their communities generally like celebrate them, and like there's like a time of festivities to like pre-mourn them that they get to participate in, etc. But yeah, and that's obviously assuming you don't get murdered or something.
Sure.
Yeah. Firewolf.
Hard to ascend after you've been stabbed.
Yeah.
Harder to concentrate.
I mean, I guess if you're real fast.
It's some real concentration.
Yeah.
If you're real fast or you were very gently stabbed.
Lightly stabbed.
3 death saves, so like.
Yeah, but I mean, it's definitely like part of that equation is like being at peace with what you have accomplished, and Mother Griselda is not yet at peace with what she has accomplished.
Mm-hmm. She has unfinished business.
You could certainly say that.
She's a ghost! Sorry.
Ooh.
Sorry, I just love Mother Griselda. She's so fascinating, and I hope we get to learn more about her backstory at some point.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Just keep
We'll just
digging.
set mallow on her.
Keep digging.
Terrifying.
Oh, yeah.
Digging. Oh yeah.
Listen, I have several NPCs who are fully realized creations.
And one of them is definitely Tam.
Tam's doing his best to be.
Listen, I'm just not playing a character this time that asks a whole lot of questions. It's up to Ellie and B.
No.
And B's sneaking on a bag of dice right now.
Oh,
Very
sneaky B.
Mm-hmm.
And why are you doing it?
I'm really sleepy.
Mm.
Oh.
Could move the dice.
I didn't think about it.
Well, if you look at your phone in just a second here, I'll have a gift for you. Right, I'm about to post it. There we go.
Thank you. I'd try.
Is it a... Yeah, that's another meme.
Okay, but now you need to change that to Rook biting things.
And Jamie.
It's like the school bus is Carrin getting ready to cast Identify or Detect Magic or whatever.
I mean, I know that. We just have to be silly. We just have to. It's a goof.
Yeah, no, not every NPC is secretly the big bad. Just
Yes,
Tam.
yeah.
I think the little adventurers are actually the cult of the lamb.
Listen,
I mean, I think Tam might agree with you on that one.
Yeah. We all have things we have to overcome in our lives that feel like our own personal big bads. And some of them are, trying to bring about the apocalypse via Lorne. And some of them are, an 8-year-old who called you an itchy bottom platypus the other day. And it really affected your self-esteem.
I just want to give Tam a hug sometimes, honestly.
Has Carrin had access to Identify this whole fucking time?
No, it's just Detect Magic.
No, it's Detect Magic.
Because I guess, y'all have been bullying Tam into doing this service for free.
Think Identify.
He is not good at this service.
No, I got Identify and Detect Magic mixed up.
I don't think Identifies in the Paladin spell list, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that sounds right.
We are beholden to Tam.
Anyways. But yeah, if you don't have any more questions for Mother Griselda, she drifts off to deposit more lemonade. And are you guys good for the day?
Unless any of the NPCs request something from us.
We should probably think about going around town and seeing if people want to help sponsor this art contest.
I think we should regroup.
Yeah,
maybe we should Hannah said, go back to the guild hall for dinner and we can discuss a plan of action there.
We can huddle.
Yeah.
Do a team huddle.
Do a team huddle that's not just Rook.
Listen, Rook just needed to talk it out, okay?
Rook just needed to talk it out with Rook.
Just a little guy. Leave them alone.
It's just a little guy, and they just needed to talk to their buddies.
I know.
talk at their buddies.
You know when you have a problem and you're trying to sort through it, but talking about it out loud, you're like, "Oh, there it is."
You need a
And
rubber
you're-
duck.
Yeah.
And you're
You need a rubber
just
duck,
like,
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. You you all head back to the guild hall then. Elkin extracts a promise from Carrin to go out to the tavern soon.
Yeah.
I look
And-
hopeful.
Listen, you can be included. You can be included in Himbo Party if you want, but
I can.
Oh,
I just kind of lean into Carrin and go, room for one
Mark
more.
is going down for the nice fancy alcohols that he got.
Where'd you get the good stuff?
Rook has a brother who's a very, very famous.
Am I an earshot?
I will suck your brother's dick for more of it.
Am I an earshot?
You can decide to be.
Okay. Well, before he even says I'll suck your brother's dick, Cloud actually goes very proudly and excitedly says, I'm going on a date with him.
If you suck his dick for more of this, I'll suck your dick for some of it.
There's a lot to consider. I'll you know what?
I'm just saying keep your options open, man.
I certainly will.
And by keep your options open, I mean lock that shit down.
Cool.
I think.
Sure.
I like him. I definitely want to come drinking with you.
Party tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we go back to the guild.
Okay.
Carrin, do you still have friends on the committee? The planning committee? For planning?
You've met all my friends.
All of them? You don't have other friends from the temple?
I mean, I have acquaintances. No one close who would allow me to be anywhere, to be within 20 feet of planning.
Yes, but
Technically, Moloch has not yet been banned from the committee.
Moloch has not been banned from the committee. I don't.
But that's also because Moloch doesn't listen to you.
Yeah.
okay. Maybe Moloch could talk to the committee about, like, reducing the price of the big stall for a community event.
If you want to try to convince him of that, you are fully welcome.
I'm not sure it should be Rook, or at least not Rook on their own.
I mean, I will accompany you on it.
Okay.
But what arguments do we have for that?
Beautifying the city in honor of Pelor. Maybe
What
it could be
tangible reasons do we have for that? What can we offer?
We're not commissioning religious art like the Roman Church. We simply don't have the time.
Listen, B and I saw some very nice Greek Orthodox art.
Oh my god, yeah.
It was gorgeous.
I left another gift in the chat, no reason.
I believe you, but I'm not going to have the entire like global understanding of Pelor altered by Michelangelo's fucking twink boyfriend. Or Da Vinci, whichever.
It is, in fact, Michelangelo.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, what did you manage to, find out from the artisans?
Okay. So they gave us a little bit of money towards the. Did we take it? We took it, right? They made us take it.
They did kind of force it. Well, I don't quite recall because like Clud was trying to persuade him to keep it, but like I don't recall if he did force Clud to take it or not when Clud was.
Clud lost. You
Cool.
guys have the 50 gold.
Okay. They gave us 50 gold towards the cost of the contest, and also said that they could put forward as a prize a few months of stall space at the market.
That's
what
perfect.
y'all- right? So then we just gotta figure out 1,950 gold left. I have
1,950 gold.
There we go.
I have 1,000 or so.
We have 20.
Conjurationist Medalkin stops by you guys' table and says, "Oh, hey, Cled, this came through the portal for you.
What?
You know, the teleportation circle that I'm downstairs."
Yes. When... Oh, God, I never, out of character, I never actually said, like, that Cled sent the letter, but I intended for him to.
Yeah, I mean, you wrote the letter, so I assumed it was sent.
Yeah. I figured as much, but I wanted to, yeah. Anyway,
yeah. Mail's a lot faster when it's teleported. Here you go.
Thank you.
See you later. Or, whatever, I could...
Do you want to hang out with us?
Do you want to join us?
We've been chatting for a while. How's your tattoo business going?
The tattoos are going great.
Can I help you? That's in character.
Yeah.
This could be very private material for all you know.
Medalkin, do you have a stall for the Pelor Festival?
No, but...
what was that, Dally?
Medalkin, do you have a stall for the Pelor Festival?
Just a little one. I'm gonna set up my tattoo tent. See if anybody wants to go nuts.
Makes sense.
But open his mail? I don't know.
Yeah. It's a very like you sent like a normal letter to Ra. It's a very like crisp, formally sealed envelope with like your family crest on it.
Yeah.
And on the inside it says
no.
No, it says greetings, Clued.
Like KLOOD.
Your interest in the Iller Family Emerging Artists Outreach Program has been noted, and we hope that this stipend will help assist in bringing the arts everywhere. And then there's like some legalese about like you have to have a logo that is exactly this size of the Iller family stuff, saying that they sponsored it. And attached is it's basically a fantasy check. Like it's not like a physical thing of gold, but it's like a promissory note, like guaranteeing the Iller family's support. 1,000 gold.
Yes.
And it is signed by the CFO of the Iller Corporation. And maybe wasn't, you get the feeling that maybe it wasn't looked into by the CEO.
No reason.
And there's a little scrap of paper with like the very formal note in Ra's handwriting that says, "Dear Cled, love spending mom's money. Hope this helps."
Oh my god, Ra, come through.
What was that, Dally?
Ra, come through.
Yes. Claude goes, "Never mind, we only need 950.
Sweet.
Oh, that's great.
Ra,
Your sister?
Yes. No, don't tell anyone this, but she loves spending mom's money.
I don't blame her. Your mom is a piece of work.
It's okay, you can say it.
I want to say actually it's 999 gold because 1,000 gold requires like the corroboration.
Yeah, okay.
It's 999 gold, 9 silver, and 9 copper.
Incredible.
Claude
It's the 1 copper from it.
Yeah, Claude actually, he does a quick double take on the note and he goes, "Well, technically we need 950 gold and 1 copper, but, you know."
I deadpan slide a copper across the table to Claude.
Thank you for your contribution.
I will actually kick in more. Listen, I just want to check. Are we wanting to do anything with this stall to kind of like recoup any losses incurred by people paying in for the stall, or are we just doing this completely altruistically?
I think there are businesses out there who might be persuaded that they would benefit from the advertising. They would not inherently recoup losses, but having, well, here, I'm not going to read the whole letter to you, but Ra essentially wants us to advertise in exchange for this money.
Necessary evil.
Yes.
We know a sign guy.
Yes, so if we...
A sign guy, the most interesting and nuanced can be seen.
He's the big bad.
Oh my god.
You make Island Guy the big bad one time.
Woo, Island.
Ooh, Island guy was the
Oh,
big
God.
bad.
You don't remember that?
He was
I
going to be the
wish-
big bad. if
I
the
wish we
campaign-
played more of that campaign.
Woo
That was such a
Island.
good campaign.
See, we can't go back to it though, because now you know.
Because now we know Woo Island guy is the big bad. But yeah,
What do we-
I had a very good, very dark speech for the reveal.
Gotta
we
tell
hear
us
it
it sometime.
I'd have to like find where I wrote it down, but
Yeah.
if I come across it,
You know we'd love to hear it if you wanted to share it with us at any point.
But yeah, Cled says, in short, they wouldn't inherently be, it wouldn't be an investment in the traditional sense. It would be more, they would be paying us for putting their name on it, their logo on it. In
Sure.
exchange, people will pass by the beautiful works of art that we put up and see these businesses associated with it and be more inclined to purchase from them.
Can I kick an idea out there and you can tell me if it makes sense or not?
Yeah.
So, this all started with Nike, right? So I'll use her as an example.
Can I real quick cut in just to say that Cled leans over to Rook and says, and my mother said I never had a mind for business.
Idiot.
What you were saying, Rosie?
Yeah, so if we talked to Nike and said, "Hey, there's going to be this contest," and sure, she has the opportunity to, make something for it, but maybe we also want to give her the opportunity to sell some things, and potentially, depending on whatever we and she think is reasonable, we might get a cut of that to put into future art funding.
Bud sits up really straight. Like, he looks like he has an idea with a capital I.
Yeah, Claude?
We could host an art auction.
The prize-winning pieces. If people enter the competition, they can sell off the work. Part of the money goes to the artist, part of the money goes into the arts fund.
That's brilliant.
Flood kind of like shrinks back a little bit more and like coughs awkwardly, and he's just like, well, it was just a thought I had.
It's a good thought. You do actually have good thoughts in there, Claude. I don't, Rook's right, your mum's an idiot.
Yeah.
It's that Clud had compassion and it had to be beaten out of him. Not literally, but almost literally.
Here's the other thing. Who do we know in town who makes art, who makes crafts? We know Nike, we know Frank and Carrin now. We know Sign Guy. We're gonna need to ask around and advertise, probably by word of mouth, and find people who are willing to actually enter this competition in 2 weeks.
We could talk to Gregory.
That's
What
brilliant.
told you, Greg?
Yeah, Gregory.
Carrin, you're so smart.
I mean, that's obvious because you don't want to have to go through the pamphlets and deal with that and deal with the can't forget what's the name of that guild, Printers Guild.
Yeah, we don't want to get on the wrong side of them.
So like, just ask Gregory to go around town this week. It's probably not that expensive to do.
Get people to maybe come to us with inquiries, I think, so we can make sure they know what they're signing up for. Maybe.
And just tell them like art auction competition that happened during the Festival of Pelor. See Daisy Chain for details.
At Lucky Strike Adventuring.
I will say I don't think I hit it very hard in any of the visits you did with them, but the Connor is also an artist. He's a painter.
Ah.
Oh,
Very
okay.
good.
Also,
We'd
technically,
probably be aware of that at least kind of tangentially, vibe-wise, like from the equipment that they had at their home and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
that's why I was mentioning it.
Okay.
Is
Even if you didn't mention it.
so there's also
Oh.
Connor, and Jacques mentioned that one of In the Rough, I can't remember if it's Onyx or Steelix, does rock sculptures or earth sculptures. And
yeah.
then-
You're breaking up.
hello?
Miss Dally.
Who?
Hello?
Dally?
What?
Hello?
Hello.
Am I still breaking up?
It works.
I just thought I'd
You're
reboot.
alive.
I just thought I'd leave and come back and see if that fixed it.
It did.
Yes.
So Crozu is going, like, counting off on their fingers. Okay, so we have Nike, we have Connor. Jacques said that there's a couple of craftspeople here at the guild. There's, let's see, the, one of In the Rough, I can't remember if it's Onyx or Steelix, does kind of like rock earth sculptures, and I think Kevin does embroidery or something similar. And then there's also the little adventurers who are kind of doing woodwork at the moment, and
It would, instead of going to everyone individually, putting it up through Gregory, because then everyone's going to hear it, is the optimal solution.
Do you know,
Yeah.
we have
And
a
also, like, talk to the people that we know personally if we come across them and say, hey, we're doing this thing. Word of also, like, just like our own personal stamp on it, you know?
Yeah.
we do have a bit of time, and the
I mean, we still have to go do the mushrooms, and Mother Griselda might need more help from us.
oh
She
yeah,
does. You guys have plans for like a good portion of the week to be.
oh
we
yeah.
can
I'm
go
just
on, you know.
we can potentially
up
mention it in
thing.
passing if we see any of them. That's all. But yeah, Gregory is absolutely the way we should go.
It's happening again.
We're losing you again, boo.
God,
There is one more thing that I'd like to do, and then we can.
that sounds great.
Yeah. So you guys have a good talk. Conjurationist Medalkin says, that sounds like a great plan. Here's 10 platinum.
wait, what?
Thank you.
Gosh,
I get paid to make teleportation circles. I'm not hurting for it.
I know Emily's already writing it down, but
Crozy just kind of stares.
100 gold.
I thought so. I just want to make sure.
Thank you. Do you want us to put like a little for like your tattoo shop?
I mean, I guess if you're already making signs, I'm not really hurting for business. Let me know if you guys want tattoos.
Yeah.
Crozy's just at this point looking kind of starstruck.
Oh no. Dally, I'm so sorry. You're cutting out again. Do you mind popping out and popping back?
I'm sorry, gang.
No, it's okay. Hello.
Yeah, I was just saying that Crozy looked kind of starstruck. Like, damn,
I think it
Vidalkin's
might
so
be
cool.
this.
Alright, let me try and switch to a different Wi-Fi, Dally. It might be us.
Okay.
Dally said that they can hear us. Go ahead and they'll type anything if they say something.
Okay.
Sorry, Dally.
As you guys kind of enjoy your dinner and finish up for the night, Crozu, when you head back to your room, and you put your key in the lock, runes momentarily like spread out over around the lock. And you turn the lock and they dissipate again. And you can roll an Arcana check if you'd like.
Krozu raises their eyebrows. And rolls a 12.
I don't think a 12 is high enough, but they don't seem to be like harmful in any way.
Sue's guess is magical ward. Like what Tam mentioned.
Mm-hmm. You no, it's not. It's actually not, is the thing. That's for later.
I typed in the chat, oh, this is the character arc where we hurt Krozu. Got it.
Yeah, you can check those. They seem fine, and nothing in your room has been disturbed.
The bunnies are fine.
But yeah, I will say, Krozu's guess is a very educated one, though Krozu does not have enough expertise in magic themselves to be sure without asking around.
Oh, yeah.
And with that, I think we will end session because I've got at least 2 real sleepy players and another whose internet is beyond. The internet has decided that it's the time the internet is going to the Undying Lands.
Yeah. Haunted internet.
Woo. Thank you guys very much for playing with me.
Thank you, Hannah.
Thanks.
This was very fun. This was an excellent session.
Yes.
I'm glad to have the extra session.